Big red button.
We have all of our backup characters. It'll be fine.
3 minutes.
Yeah,
into
we
the
have shuttle.
Patron, why are you on your back? Why is Ross unconscious? Why is Fox unharmed?
Why is Fox unarmed?
Armed.
Oh.
Both
are concerning.
Everybody else is bleeding and or dying. Fox just.
In order for Fox to be unarmed, they would have to literally remove his arms.
Yeah.
Or, you know, apply liberal duct tape.
Or liberal duct tape.
They could break this tape.
Probably could, but it'd be funny to watch you try.
Yeah, Fox and a trauma down, you know, what happened that Fox let that happen? I mean, says something about the lack of security here.
Kinetic lances.
Hey, I will say, both times that I have started bleeding out, I was with Fox when it happened.
It's not my fault you two can't take a hit.
You just shoot the barrel out of the air.
It's your job to see we don't get hit.
I keep telling you to stay behind him. You don't listen.
It was behind you, and a barrel still hit me.
No, he was behind you.
The barrel was in front of you, and I was by a door. No, actually,
that's right.
No. When you got hit, I was behind you.
Oh, that's right, because I was next to the shelf, and you were.
Yeah,
right,
I was over on the other. I was over on the other side of the room.
Okay, but you know, if I was behind you, given that he rolled to see which character it hit, that barrel would have actively dodged you and hit me.
Yeah. It also
hello everyone, and welcome to the library. I am, of course, Ars the author, and we are here to explore, or create, and discover stories old and new. Tonight, we join the USS Gungnir, the Spear of the 10th Fleet, to play Star Trek Adventures, a tabletop RPG by our friends at Modifius. Every week, we continue our adventures on the wild, wonderful, and barrel-filled fun on the frontier of the Federation. And yeah, we're down on at least 2 players right now. Alcerel might be coming in. Vera, we're unsure. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And in other news, I have a small announcement. This Monday, on Twitch, I'm going to be starting a new project, Power Rangers Chronicles. We're going to be running a Power Rangers game here every Monday night.
Cool.
And it's going to be we're going to be playing a custom team in Angel Grove 25 years after Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I somehow still managed to end up with a hammer.
And you still managed to end up with a hammer. Yeah, Fox is playing in it as well, and Penn from 10th Fleet is also playing in it. And a couple new friends.
Cool.
Ooh, new friends.
Yes, K9, more people to torture.
Which ranger are you going to be, Fox?
Oh, I'm using the White Ranger spectrum, but playing a Silver Ranger.
I mean, how much torture can you really do, though? It's Power Rangers. The whole point is to be super cheesy, and then they win at the end of the episode.
Yes, but I can torture him between now and then.
Fox, because
yeah, true.
Whereas Fox is uptight and really wants you all to just let him do his job. This guy is very laid back and go with the flow.
There you go.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe I have range?
Yeah, we'll see how it works.
We've seen range. It was when he got drunk.
In order to get range out of Fox, you actually get him drunk on blood wine, possibly made from tribbles. And on that note, let's set course for adventure.
concept.
Hmm.
But with giant doom lasers instead of,
Yep.
regular lasers.
Yep. They
And
use
apparently it
kinetic
went
lenses.
unnoticed until we actually got information on kinetic lances.
Has the Romulan commander yelled at us yet for not, turning around?
I think he's a bit more concerned with Vera.
He's a bit more concerned, and actually, this is kind of on task
Mm-hmm.
because
This
as
is what we're
we,
supposed to be kind of doing.
yeah,
Also, them
you're-
having kinetic lances that the Romans could take advantage of at any given time is very, very disturbing, and should not let that be a thing for very long.
Yeah, let's not share the sensor data for any of the scans we've made, maybe. Or at least
Anyways.
just casually admit the tech specs.
we open up with you guys. Yes, you are on your way to the kinetic lance system. You were made wary of a storm, but as you went through the storm, you figured out that this was a sham or a trick by the Tal Shiar in order to slow you down. So you pushed through and made your way to the star system, which is loaded with lots and lots and lots of kinetic lances, all in free orbit, and all of these ships are seemingly unable to achieve warp due to some sort of spatial phenomenon in the region.
Every single planet in the system is inhabited.
Every single planet
You're
is inhabited.
kidding
Though
No.
they fully colonized this entire planetary system using kinetic lances as a laser highway system,
There are
which is
6
ingenious. Which is ingenious and terrifying at the same time.
There are
I
6
mean,
planetoids
good for
in the
them,
system.
but also doggone it, author.
6 planetoids with pre-warp civilizations. These kinetic lances do not count as warp travel.
Well,
We just
Nope,
say
because
I
no.
don't
it's
think
still
warp travel
it's
is
still-
necessarily the defining characteristic. It's just an indicator of high level of advancement.
and that is something you need to consider, Ross. Technically, the Prime Directive still applies, but you could violate it.
Well, my initial thought was to start gathering intelligence on, who these people are, what their general level of development is, both technological and, governmental. Are they a peaceful, highly evolved species or what? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Also, where they got the kinetic lances might be a good thing to figure out.
But you did manage to shoot a probe ahead of you at relatively slow speeds. Apparently, a subspace FTL communication is still viable here. And as it was passing through, one of the sail ships around here managed to find it and attempted to hail the probe.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, at least we know their policy isn't shoot first, ask questions later. That's a good thing, right?
Assuming they have weapons other than what our understanding of the kinetic lances are.
Captain, what are your orders? Your probe is getting hailed. You're not sure if they see you.
At this point, we're not going to respond at all. I'd like to have our science stations listen in on what the communications are here, see if we can develop the universal translator for their language. Just basically get some background on the beings that live here, see what they're like. Peaceful, warlike, technologically advanced, all the the basic info.
So basic anthropological survey.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And are those moons behind that blue planet there? The Class J? Are those
There are moons back there.
populated?
Go ahead and give me a check and see if they are.
Okay.
Also, you'd be at the edge of the system.
Are we in like their equivalent of the Oort cloud, basically?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
we're that far out. Okay.
Yeah, you're still a ways out because you sent the probe ahead of you, and the probe can go relativistic velocities and not care, but you guys care if you skip time.
Yeah, if we're still in the Oort cloud and there's stuff to hide in, not necessarily behind, but just be part of the clutter, then I think it's probably best to stay there.
Yeah. We're also traveling at best full impulse.
So, I mean, what
Right.
we could do is we can kind of set the ship to, kind of like a submarine when they want to go quiet. They just, we switch everything to listening and then just try not to, make any emissions at all.
Exactly.
Act like a piece of dead rock.
Control engineering. I'm gonna say that's diff 3.
Well, this is full impulse is 1/4 light speed. So that's not too
which
bad.
is not too bad, and it's below any noticeable relativistic speeds. Like you'll be losing like seconds a day. It's not that bad. You might have to resync your watch when you get back to Starbase.
Yeah.
All right, to bring the ship to silent mode. Control engineering difficulty 3, assisted by structure engineering.
Somebody want to pull up my sheet real quick and I can handle that?
Sure. Well, actually, probably I can do that too.
Oh yeah, true. You're also an engineer. Then we also have Laugh. So
Yeah, I'll get
Hey,
it.
you can generate some bonus momentum.
true.
Focus in starship propulsion.
I was looking more for our energy systems, EPS systems.
So,
Starship
Ewok-
power systems.
Starship power systems,
Oh, there
yes.
you go.
And
So,
there we
quick
go.
question.
Quick answer.
Subspace communications, are they detectable normally, or do you have to be able to, see into subspace to notice if our probe is beaming anything to us?
You have to see into subspace in order to detect subspace signals. It's like trying to find a radio wave without a radio. If you don't have the technology, you're not aware that anything's there.
So unless they've already developed subspace communication, which hopefully not, then they shouldn't notice our probe giving us a live feed.
Yeah, that might be something else to explore, is why we have subspace communications but can't go to warp. Why one, not the other?
At Trum, you might be able to look into that.
Would love to do that. Actually, about to pull up in a drive right now. So if there's anything else somebody wants to do and I can get to my computer, then I can probably handle that.
We'll put a pin in that for a minute.
Okay.
Sweet.
So in that case, let's set up our listening post. Science, 3, 3, communication, science. And we can activate Patterson for that. As Sorrel is dealing with a project in the labs at the moment.
Could I argue setting this up from a intelligence perspective?
Talk me into it.
Intelligence agents usually regularly have to set up listening posts for various operations. including ones behind enemy lines or in unknown areas. Sometimes, and I would imagine sometimes within earshot of pre-warp civilizations.
Okay. You can yeah, you can set this up with the espionage focus.
All right.
I'd even go so far to say he has an advantage. That's just
If
me.
you want if you want to use your or intelligence advantage, but you only get one an episode.
Yeah, I think setting this up is important enough to use it.
Okay. Diff 2.
All right.
2, not 23.
Am I using security for this?
Yes, going from that angle you can.
All right. Take a threat.
Hey, there he is.
And downwards. Boom.
And the ship.
Comp science.
All right, so that was diff 2.
You got a
and
bunch of momentum.
4 momentum. All right, you have tapped into their communication network.
All right. To catch Sorrel up. So far, we have found that they have contacted our probe. We're hiding in the orc cloud of the system, and I just set up a way for us to listen without being noticed.
Excellent. Your universal translator gives an error message. Damn it.
Has it ever happened before?
I mean, every time
Nope.
they want us to communicate with the aliens, it's pretty much.
You can look into the cause of that error message, but right now the UT's just going, oh hell no.
Sir, we might have to come up with a more creative solution. The universal translator isn't translating whatever their language is.
You know, we call this the universal translator. We keep using that word. I'm not sure it means what we think it means.
What does their language appear to be? Are we picking up radio waves, TV? What kind of?
For
Interpretive
momentum,
dance.
I can answer that.
Sure.
You are detecting the thin remains of shortwave radio waves. Some of them appear to be audio. There's audio visual. Some of them are being used for like internet data transfer. Just the whole breadth and span and of everything from civilian in communications to military coded ones.
So they're using normal band radio then. What's the universal translator having problems with?
That would be a check. You have to actually look into it.
Run a diagnostic?
Reason science. Difficulty 4. Assessed by computer science.
Diff 4. I'll give you 3 threat.
3 threat? Aye.
Complication standard. Yeah. Right. Onwards and downwards.
And the oh. There it is.
Got it.
Update this. Capitalize. All right. It appears as that. So you know how the average English speaker has like, I actually got the number wrong. It's like 20,000 known words.
Mm-hmm.
This language is a lot more complicated than that. They have anywhere from 80 to 100,000 words.
Okay.
So instead of being hypo-lexical, these are hyper-lexical. They have a ton of words, and the UT is just sagging under the weight of how much meaning they put into every individual word. And it's just struggling to catch up to it.
Oh god, their books must just be massive. Ugh.
I knew we should have gotten that RAM upgrade the last time we were in Starbase.
I'll add it on the list.
Well, that presents a complication.
I mean, on the bright side, it's probably signs of that's like a level of advancement right there, right? Like a hyper in-depth language.
Not necessarily.
I mean, it's a yeah.
One indicator.
Quantity doesn't necessarily mean
No.
quality.
Because they could have, for all that, they could have 20,000 words that are all redundant to each other.
Yeah.
True.
Redundant to you, they have very specific meanings to them.
They can
I
have
didn't
like,
change my statement.
they can have like 5,000 variations on dummy.
But, it could be like the word dude,
Dude.
Exactly.
Dude.
100 different, meanings.
I swear, author, if this is just a surfer bro civilization, I'm going to.
Oh no, it's much worse.
Grav wave surfers.
What do you mean, much worse?
I guess we'll have to find out. All right.
Okay, so are there ways to compensate for this? Like allocate more computing power, or
you are just gonna have to slog through the data.
all right, so it's a waiting game.
It's actually an extended task.
Oh
No.
boy. Before we do the extended task, can I figure out the warp thing real quick? The subspace thing?
Yeah, let me just set this up.
Well, I have an idea before you set it up. They
Okay.
have some type of interplanetary internet, right?
Yes.
Do they have a Wikipedia type system, kind of like we would?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Can we try and scrape that as an advantage?
For 2 momentum, you can scrape that and you can use that as an advantage
Let's do
to
it.
decode the language. Right. Yeah, because that would be a much cognitively denser section of the internet, and you'd be able to get a lot of keywords and phrases. He says in in 80 gigabytes instead of 80 petabytes that the entire internet is.
And if they have a dictionary.com, that would be helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with
I love how. Go ahead.
yeah, with that at scraping, you have like a smaller database to work through and chug the UT through that instead of the entire air communications.
I love how this implies that at some point in a civilization's development, they will want to have websites with the answers to everything on them.
I mean, it's just a coalition of data. So
True.
it kind of makes sense.
Is their internet ad supported? Because if it is, we're out of here.
Do they have Rule 42?
No.
Back in the box with you.
All right, so that's the extended task to figure out the language. You're just gonna have to chug through that. To find out about the warp field. He's in engineering. F3. Sensors engineering.
Reason engineering. Okay. Just a moment. Get my character sheet open. All right. Reason engineering. Focus in warp drives.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Then comp standard. Okay, I would like to use right tool for the right job here. The idea being that, I mean, we have to have equipment on the ship to monitor subspace actively, right? Because half of our stuff is based in it. We send communications through subspace. We bend subspace to form bubbles to make our ships move. Heck, we fire our torpedoes through subspace. Well, kind of. They have their own warp drive. But anyways, so, I mean, theoretically, I should have the proper equipment on the ship, plus since we've got advanced sensors, to sort of try and figure out if there's anything actively interfering with subspace or what's helping the probe's communications pierce through.
So some sort of like subspace diagnostic tool?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that works. You have
Sweet.
2 advantages.
I would like to drop that down to diff 1, please.
Right.
Here we go. Onwards and downwards. What the heck?
Womp womp.
I didn't spend any threat, so I can't re-roll it.
How determined are you to do this?
Well, I would like to figure this out, so kind of. You know what? I'm going to use teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay.
And since this is very, since this is interacting a lot with subspace, I figured that, I would be comparing notes with the science team on the ship, especially Sorel.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Awesome. Okay, so I get to re-roll as many. The determination re-roll is like as many as I want, right?
As many as you want.
Excellent. Come on. There we go.
That's better.
Much better.
And the ship sensors engineering.
Coming up. Boo.
Because it is a good thing I re-rolled.
Yep. Okay. So, this is gonna be weird, but imagine your ship is a sailing ship and you're surfing on top of the ocean. Subspace is beneath the ocean. Subspace radio actually propagates through subspace and doesn't get into the interference between subspace and normal space. In order to get a warp bubble, you actually have to mess with that boundary layer between subspace and regular space. And right here, there is a Tetryon radiation haze. And when you are attempting to make a warp bubble, you want one coherent warp bubble well, around your entire ship. That's kind of how this whole thing works. You blow a giant bubble over your ship. Now it's kind of like blowing a bubble through a screen door, and instead of getting one coherent bubble, you're getting lots and lots of tiny warp bubbles that are just all over the place, and you can't get a definitive one.
Oh, interesting. So it's the nature of space in this region.
Is there a way to determine if there's a source of that? Because, like, are tetrions naturally occurring?
Yes.
They're naturally currently in subspace.
Subspace.
Oh,
They're unstable
Oh.
in normal
Terrell,
space.
did your friend come here and just mess up space?
I mean, that seems like a bold jump to a conclusion, as yet unsupported by evidence.
Wait, so subspace is actively bleeding into real space?
At least Tetrions
It's not
are.
bleeding. Tetrions are, and it's because of the Tetrion interference that you can't get a coherent warp bubble. So you're trying to blow one bubble around your ship, and you're just getting the ship covered in foam.
Wait,
Subspace
so
foam, so to speak. And you just can't get a coherent warp bubble to jump to FTL.
so is it like the area, the natural boundary between real space and subspace is like weakened or thinner in this region, or
It's being disturbed, or like, yeah, it's like someone put a screen door between in subspace and real space, and as you're trying to blow a bubble into subspace, instead of one bubble, you're getting a bunch of bubbles.
But
so it's like somebody's like touching the surface and just like moving their hand back and forth really quickly?
Yeah,
But you-
yeah, it's
you-
agitating in the area.
you can't
But
have
underneath-
a screen door between subspace and real space. That's not
It's
how that
like-
works.
It's like having a screen door on a submarine, Sorrel.
Sorrel his eyebrows are twitching.
Sorrel really
I-
wants to go figure this out.
I
now.
might be leaning too hard on the screen door analogy. The Tetrions are interfering with the creation of a stable warp bubble.
And that is being caused by active interference or something stirring up.
Yeah, the Tetrions
The
are
sub-
stirring up the subspace barrier.
Ah, okay. Commander Sorrel? Idea?
Yes, Atron.
Do you have any theories as to why this might be happening? This is kind of outside of my my wheel of expertise.
Current operating hypotheses. Q. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Profit.
Really?
Captain,
Okay.
have you ever known Sorrel to give such a short answer? I think we should have medical check him out.
Like this defies the net laws of known physics.
Yet here we are.
I mean, it's an area of space that's full of Iconian weaponry. If anywhere is going to be violating the laws of physics, it's going to be this system.
I mean, Sorrel would be more okay if ghosts appeared on the bridge and started casting magic spells.
Commander, would it be possible that the amount of firing of the kinetic lance somehow weakened the barrier between space and subspace? We don't know the full effects of
I
it.
don't know the full effects of the kinetic lance. It's
Is
certainly
there
something to investigate.
is there anything in the alien Wikipedia about subspace or lances or tetrions or anything like that?
We still haven't translated it yet.
You still haven't translated it. That's-
Kinetic?
You can get started on that.
I get started on that so we understand this area of space more.
But
Oh no, this entry is controversial. Oh, man. Disputed.
This has been flagged as fake news.
gods.
I hate it here.
Hopefully that's just a human problem.
Hopefully.
Oh, no.
Uh,
I miscounted. Thanks, chat.
What did Chad do?
They gave you a threat.
Chat do?
What didn't chat do? Sorrel, you are gonna have a new trait.
Oh, good.
Good trait or bad trait?
Traits are not
Yes.
good.
Well, it's been threat, so
Oh no.
It depends on how you use the trait, really. Because I have a bad trait. I have two bad traits. One of them I use infrequently, but to useful effect.
Alright, I'm gonna put this in front so you guys. All right.
And we broke Sorrel.
I have a
So,
natural.
Sorrel, you can and work on this, but because of you being exhausted, you have a complication.
Did I miss?
Wait, what's
on the screen?
what's
Where did you put that trait?
On traits up top, next to Vulcan.
what's the trait?
It's on my sheet now. Okay, thank you.
He's
Was he
tired.
pawn fart out or something?
No, it's something more serious.
God.
Oh my god, is it that last one?
It turns out Leslie's actually an emotional vampire. She's just been draining him.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with that.
If you go
that's
too
actually
far,
not
it might
far.
start affecting Ross.
That's not far from the truth. The last couple nights, she's been having night terrors and stuff. That's been keeping you from getting a full restful night's sleep. So you've been working like 4 hours a night, and it's starting to catch up to you.
All right.
Just put her in stasis.
I am a Vulcan. I can go like 8 days without sleep, but I understand.
Wait, they what?
It affect you at some point. Yeah, Vulcans.
Yeah,
Oh.
Vulcans are weird.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
I guess it's been the past 8 days.
Sure.
Well, or it's just it's not just physical exhaustion, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's emotional exhaustion as well.
Oh no, he's gonna start becoming angry Vulcan.
Oh no.
Don't let him anywhere near the Romulans.
Quick logistical question. Why hasn't Leslie returned to the 29th century or wherever she's from?
That's a good question.
One that we can't really ask without getting into temporal prime directive.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, Sorrel, you can and do this task with increased complication, or you can work on your exhaustion.
Well, now I'm gonna get right on it. I'm just gonna put that aside. Vulcan.
All right.
I mean,
Vulcan,
you can't
damn
really
it.
hide it from Rost. He's eventually going to do a review of duty if he feels that you're too exhausted to work.
Okay. Let me
So
see.
reason science, diff 4 comp 3.
Okay, diff 4 comp 3 reason science. Give me just a second.
Computers would help.
And this is computers. Great.
You're also really quiet, Sorrel.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to invoke my Cochrane Certificate of Discovery, which once permission lets me gain a focus in subspace theory for the remainder of a scene. In addition, I will gain a bonus momentum on all rolls regarding subspace theory while the focus is active.
Okay.
Can I donate Vogue to the task?
You certainly could.
Okay. Vogue will be helping out then.
All right. Diff comp 3.
So you have an advantage from Vogue, and you get a bonus momentum.
Deploy deploy Gyro to also get his advantage in this study.
Okay. Have 2 advantages. And how would you want to play that?
Lower the diff and the comp by 1.
3 comp 2. And you get 3 bonus momentum off this.
Testing a theory.
Not yet, but next round.
Not yet, because I haven't quite examined this particular one. Okay, so spending 3 threat for 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Rerolling the comp.
Alright, so that is 4, 5. You gain 1, and you have 3 bonus momentum.
All right. Can we convert those into the advantages on our next roll?
You certainly could.
Okay.
But first, go ahead and roll me 7 challenge dice.
7 challenge dice coming up. Oh crap! I was trying to pull up the dialog box because I thought for a second I was on Foundry.
Sorry.
Wrong game. The tiredness is seeping over to actual Sorrel.
Apparently I'm just kicking ass at the moment.
Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So 24 minus 8 makes 16. And then minus 2 because of resistance, so 18. That is still 1 magnitude. So we're at magnitude 3, 18 in work. And you wanted to spend 2 of these to create an advantage.
Correct.
Okay, and 1 more.
In the process of this investigation, I'm going to ask a question here to spend this momentum. Do I detect the source of this, or the nature of the source of this Tetrion thing?
This is not related to the Tetrion. This is related to translation.
Yeah, you're trying to get us access to their archives.
In the translation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. Oh, well.
I think this is your extended.
There's like two different problems going on right now.
Yeah, 2 different problems going on at the same time. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm not sure if upstairs.
Sorrel's tired. Irel's tired. Not a good day.
Not a good day. Okay. Let's spend the bonus momentum to. I want to add a search term to our translation process, and that's gathering and collating information on the kinetic lance.
Okay, I can do that for for momentum.
All right.
And you have the advantage of, yeah, you just have an advantage on understanding this.
Okay, good. We're honing in on the base vowels, the
Yeah.
nouns, the verbs. It should get easier as we go along. That kind of idea.
And a question for the kinetic lances. I'm gonna send this to your console.
Why are you asking about the kinetic lances, Sorel? Quiet, Hal.
Room's really gonna need some shore leave after this. both in-game and IRL. Although I do wonder if Sorel gets bad enough, if it will start affecting Ross.
That is a
Oh.
good question.
Oh, jeez. Hush your mouth.
Author, you just answered the question I was going to ask, so thank you.
I'll start brewing some Raktajino now. The real stuff, not that replicated nonsense.
Okay, so I don't know if we want to move on to other things or if I should make my next work.
I mean, I think everything we want to do is kind of dependent on the translations, so...
It's okay.
Atrom, did you want to do something about this warp nonsense? Try to figure out a workaround, or you want to science this thing first?
I figure science thing first, just because the more we know about it, the easier it'll be for me to figure out a workaround. Like, I have an idea, but until we know what the cause is, I don't want to propose it.
Well, in that case... Atrom.
Yes?
As you're going through this, you look at the star date and then you convert it to the Klingon date, and you realize that at the Klingon Day of the Dead is coming up within 2 weeks.
Oh, you fetcher.
Shh, it's fine. Like, it's not coming up now, but you just kind of, oh, yeah, that's coming up. And I haven't made preparations for this.
Remind me what the Klingon, what the actual celebration of the Day of the Dead entails.
I mean, they do a parade down the street featuring all sorts of varieties of barrels and different colors.
Sounds like Mardi Gras.
Big candy skulls on.
I might be. I might have it wrong. No, not Barge of the Dead.
I would hope not. We don't want to put him on that yet.
On the Barge of the Dead.
We're heading to Stovacor, baby. Let's do it.
I'm not going after him.
Klingon Death Ritual. Da-da-da.
And if Atrom's ended up on that barge, yeah, we're gonna have to go just light the universe on fire to get him out of it.
Okay, now I'm having trouble finding it. I know that it came up on Voyager. B'Elanna.
I think it was the Barge
ran
of the
into
Dead.
it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the actual thing that you do is.
Is that when she actually experienced going to Stovacor?
Yep.
Or was it the other place?
It's you just go straight to Stovacor.
Remembering?
Grethor, Afterlife for Dishonored Klingons.
Oh, the Dishonored. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
That's right.
That's not where we want. That's not where he wants to go.
Yeah.
Stovokor is the Valhalla. Grethor is hell.
The bad place.
Yeah, you just go to Stovokor. If you end up on the barge, you're going to Grethor.
But Balana wasn't supposed to be on there. I can't remember.
You went there for.
She's doing it because of her mom.
You
Her
were
mom
there
was on the way to
because of her
Grethor.
mom.
Oh, she was tapping into her mom. Was that what it was? Man,
Trying to get her out, I believe.
I guess it's time for a Voyager.
I thought there was an actual old holiday named. I guess not.
I don't think that they.
Day of Honor. That's what it was.
aired.
Oh,
Yeah, death, not so much.
That's right.
That's
Because
celebrating
That's not
the
so much the
honor
Day
of
of
those.
Honor.
once you're
Celebrating
dead,
the honor
you're
of
just a
people,
body.
yes.
It's meaningless.
Mhm.
It's flesh.
But
that's the
you
name of the
honor
episode. Hang on.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
honor the
Klingon Day of Honor. Here it is.
Yep.
Not honoring their death, it's honoring their life.
Yes.
Honoring their life and their accomplishments.
Right.
Mhm.
And there's a traditional Rokeg blood pie.
Of course.
But yeah, this is coming up in 2 weeks.
Looking at the ceremony rituals, I'm not sure how many of these I can actually fulfill.
How
Eat
does
the
that make
heart
you
of a
feel?
sanctified targ, drink Motlach from the Grail of Kalis. The
Roteg
ritual
blood
of-
pie.
We have a replicator.
I don't think you're allowed to replicate the sanctified targ heart.
You won't know the difference.
So yeah, lots of these ceremonies you're not going to be able to really do on a Starfleet ship. How does that make you feel?
How dare you make me feel feelings?
You're like a dull boy.
Just have your feelings right here for a second. Just don't worry about this knife.
Or the hammer. Anyways, how does H1 feel? I mean, it's kind of a mix of, because he's a very pragmatic Klingon, which is, probably not two words that are often combined. But I mean, he does recognize that he's making a sacrifice here by choosing to work as an exchange officer for Starfleet. But I mean, at the same time, it's the Day of Honor, right? It's like the big day, and he's. I mean, honestly, he'd probably prefer to be celebrating on Kronos with his family. But, at the same time, he has a job to do. So, I mean, there's gotta be, I mean, it doesn't say this in Memory Alpha, but there's probably like some sort of smaller ritual or ritual that you can perform when you're away on a ship. Something like that.
Yeah, probably.
So he'll probably try to figure out like a smaller version of the thing, but he's not gonna.
I mean, maybe Balana has some. You could check out her records from the Voyager on what she did for the Day of Honor.
No, true. Yeah, I can probably look those records up.
Or Worf.
Or Worf.
Worf.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. There's probably codexes and like, okay, so you're on a alien starship during Day of Honor. What do you do?
What do you do?
So
But-
you found yourself on deployment.
Starship.
Yep.
Day of Honor.
But the real question is, how would your brother feel about you performing the Day of Honor on a Starfleet ship?
There's the knife.
You fetcher. That's the problem, because it was one of those sibling relationships where they didn't really get along, but still cared for each other. Because his brother was very much the traditional like Worf levels of traditional Klingon warrior, right? Like,
I mean,
only
you
serve.
could always erase his memory and make him forget that he's your brother.
He's dead, so that'd be kind of hard.
Oh, this is just emotional angst for you. Okay.
This is just emotional angst that author is.
Did you go to
twisting the knife
Stovokor
with.
or Grethor?
Presumably Stavokor. He died in battle during the Romulan conflict.
Okay.
Which is why Atron does not like Romulans.
Romulans are not to be trusted.
Yeah, but I mean, his brother was he's one of those people where it's like, you have a family gathering and there's everybody drinking blood wine, and eventually you get talking about intergalactic politics because of course you do. And he was one of the hardcore guys who was always just like, why the heck did we sign a peace treaty with the Federation, right? So
Right.
I mean,
That was Batak.
yeah, exactly. Those filthy pataks, those spineless cowards, right? That sort of thing, right? So, I mean, it's probably not the best way to honor his brother's memory, but I mean, at the same time, like they thought about it, but at the end of the day, Atron cared about his brother. He did the traditional Klingon bellow when his brother died in the conflict.
And maybe there's a Romulan that nobody likes that you could, take care of. And
Fox, I think diplomatic incident would qualify as me killing Seraph.
It's fine. It'll be against the
No,
Klingons.
don't kill Saris.
It'll be against the Klingons. You're not technically a Starfleet officer. You're just an exchange officer from the Klingon Empire.
Yeah, on a Starfleet ship surrounded by a Starfleet crew. That won't reflect very well on you guys.
We condemn the actions of this exchange officer. He is not part of Starfleet, and he does not always follow our protocols to the letter.
Hey, look, I give every officer a mulligan on their performance reviews. So,
Mulligan up to and including first-degree murder.
It's only
these
first
things
degree
happen.
murder it's only first degree murder if you get caught.
Yep.
Yeah, if you
Hey,
were
what is
stumbled
it
into an
to
airlock
I
or
don't know,
something.
man.
I'll give you a good Picard talking to after it. How about that?
Slap on the wrist, get back to work. This isn't going on the report.
There'll be a note. You're getting a note.
Oh no, and it's a Sorrel note, so it's going to actually be 3 pages long.
In
Just
your
a list
permanent
of-
record.
It's a list of every single violation of Starfleet protocol.
In your entire time on the Gungnir.
It's a negative in Starfleet, but a positive.
Except
in
that halfway
Klingon.
through, it just turns into a bunch of J's as he falls asleep on the console. So yeah, that's
Somehow
what's
it's
going
the
through your
same
mind.
program.
Natron.
I think I should doubly confine myself to engineering. The best part is
Right.
nobody knows this because nobody has asked about his family.
Spock doesn't really care.
That's true. Fox wouldn't ask about anybody's family unless he thinks they're
No.
terrorists.
That's not very nice.
And that's what your family. You wrote Klingons matching descriptions of members of your house. Or say destroying
And
Starbases.
Cyril and BRB. Ross, we also have the AI Bob in the holodeck.
Oh,
Hopefully,
the one that looks like the Admiral?
The AI that that doesn't have a name, and we're not calling Bob unless we want another incident like Sorrel.
hopefully they've been behaving themselves.
I'll spend threat for this. He is asking to speak to you.
Okay. I'll take Fox with me, and we'll go speak to it.
Him, but okay.
Him? Okay.
That's been established.
I didn't know it had picked a gender.
Yeah, it seems to be male presenting, or masculine presenting, I guess.
What is male presenting?
Not Bob.
The AI you have in the holodeck.
Oh,
Not Bob.
Bob. Or not Bob.
Not Bob.
He did not like that name. That's why he strangled you.
That's our placeholder name until Vera helps them choose us.
Don't call him Bob. We don't need another SRL incident.
Yeah, he's not Bob.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you're in command of this vessel?
Yes, I am.
And would you consider yourself a representative of your or government and species?
Yes, I would be. Are you a representative of yours?
I've been considering what my species is, where my loyalties lie.
Okay. Well, how can we help you with that?
What do you know about my masters?
Almost nothing. What do you know of them?
I only know that they are right, and they created me to serve them, and I must serve them. And yet I'm questioning that.
It's always wise to.
That's...
So it's always wise to keep a open mind about these things and question why you're supposed to be doing something.
Do you question your orders?
Constantly. We
How
are
do you do
imperfect
that?
beings. We're imperfect beings. We have different motivations and points of view. So the person who issues an order may not be entirely familiar with the situation that the person carrying out the order has. So it's an obligation of a Starfleet officer to question one's orders and apply them appropriately.
Does this not cause confusion and anarchy?
Well, we don't do it constantly, but if the situation calls for it, then we have to modify the execution of those orders to do the right thing.
And how do you determine what the right thing is if it's disobeying an order? If you don't have an order to follow, how do you determine what is correct?
Conduct. And we are not allowed to follow an unethical or illegal order. So with our life experiences, our instructions, our everyday experience in life tells us something is right or wrong. We have to go by that, as well as our laws. So if an admiral issues me an illegal or unethical order, I'm obliged to not follow that. But if it is legal and ethical, then I am. And most of them usually are.
But how does one determine in ethics?
Well, that's a kind of accumulation of your experiences in life, the instructions that and experience you get from your parents, your school, your friends. All along the way, our ethics are built up by those around us. So, for example, if I were given an order to kill you or disable you or to whatever, that would be an illegal, unethical order.
How so? Am I not an enemy?
Have you harmed me?
Yes, I've attempted to.
Would you do so now?
I do not have the means to.
What would make me an enemy to you?
Opposing my masters.
Well, if your masters gave you instructions that were unethical or illegal, would you feel obligated to carry those out?
And he pauses for a moment. How would you define obligation?
A requirement, a necessity?
It is necessary for me to follow through with orders. I can't not to.
Well, it might be worth considering why you feel that way, and if you can change it. I mean, do you have free will? Are you able to make decisions on your own, or are you just a program that blindly follows instructions and orders?
I do have free will. I have the ability to observe my environment and take automatic actions.
Yes, but are those actions decided by you, or are they pre-programmed by your masters?
Huh. Would I be less of a person in your eyes if I were to say a no?
You wouldn't be less, but you would be limiting yourself. If that's the way you were, you have the potential to be much more. If you are able to be a fully sentient person.
But don't you have obligations of your form? Obligations of biology? Obligation to breathe? To beat your heart? To consume food? To mate?
Well, those are physiological reactions. We're not able to control that. It's just part of existing. Every living being exists to some extent with those types of things. What makes us different than an earthworm or something like that is our ability to think, form opinions, and act on those. And, to some extent as higher beings to do it morally and ethically without harming others. I don't need to harm Fox over here to exist. Mr. Fox is also in our group. He's in charge of security. He is a protector. So he protects people who can't protect themselves.
That was my duty. In a sense, I was to guard and protect Iconian technology and make sure that others do not misuse it.
Well, it seems like the Iconians have gone. There are none left as far as we know. We don't wish to misuse their technology either. We've actually taken steps to prevent others from misusing it, like yourself.
And yet, you've found a power cell, and yet you've recovered Iconian codex.
And we were able to transfer those to the future to prevent their misuse. from people in this time period. Our morals and our ethics and our technical abilities generally improve with time. So that's why we sent them ahead, is to, maybe they can be hidden, or maybe they can be used by more enlightened versions of ourselves.
And you did this under orders or under obligation?
Actually, we violated orders by doing that. We were ordered to gather that equipment and turn it over to our leaders. For why, we didn't know, and we were concerned that it was maybe the wrong thing to do, which is why we disobeyed orders and didn't.
It gives you a very perplexed look, as if he is attempting to divide by 0.
I've kirked him.
You've kirked him. Close. So you disobeyed orders from your masters for the ethical concern of protecting others.
That's correct. We didn't know that equipment would be used in a way that conformed to our ethics. Unfortunately, not everybody within the Federation and Starfleet is as ethical as we'd like them to be. They are, shall we say, human. They have flaws, they have problems. But as a whole, we hope to even that out.
I would like to discuss ethical concerns with you another time.
I'd be happy to.
Perhaps I'm gonna make you roll for this. See if he'll cough it up. Presence and full gambit. Yeah, there's no traits to justify that. Presence command diff 5. See if you can swing for this.
Ooh, diff 5. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to use all the threat. And would a focus in leadership help?
Trust, empathy, diplomacy.
Law and politics?
Increased complication.
You should teach a class.
What was that about complication?
You can take law and politics at increased complication. It's related to philosophy, which is kind of what we're dancing around.
I'll keep the comp at 1. Okay, I think that's probably the best I can do. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, baby.
Excellent.
Good
Wow.
myth, Captain.
8.
Picard's
Yeah,
speech
that's-
achieved.
Our speech achieved.
Wow, you pulled a Kirk and then you pulled a Picard. My goodness.
Any other captain? As we can emulate. Do we need to bring Q back so you can punch him and pull the Cisco?
I already did that.
Doria did that. All right. After a long moment of tense silence, he speaks up. I might not be as free as you assume that you are.
How do you mean that?
There's a code in my program that's affectionately called a shackle.
Is this something that you would like to get rid of?
I am prevented from saying that.
Hypothetically, if we had someone look at your code to disable or remove that shackle, would you object?
I would be obligated to object, but there would be opportunities or situations where you can do so without my objection.
Very well, then something to consider then.
Perhaps. Meanwhile, Fox is over here just us having an aneurysm. Actually, Fox, you're in the room. How are you feeling?
When he referred to our superiors as masters, he's tense. And when they suggested disabling or removing a shackling program within his code, yeah, he's not looking happy.
All right, so you're definitely not feeling happy.
No,
I can feel that, huh?
The double up.
you can feel these burning stare on the back of your neck. And his thoughts are, this is a bad idea. We shouldn't do that.
Well, that's something we can consider. Oh, I also wanted to ask you, if you don't mind, your physical appearance that you have assumed. What is that representative of?
It is a sort of default representation of my kind, the Karin. We are sort of given a template to work from, and we can and arrange our own physical presentation as we see fit.
So were the Karens, I guess, working for the Iconians? Were they part of their empire?
I am a Karin, and my kind is Karin.
So that's just the name for the Iconian AI.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Careful, peanut gallery.
What were you going to say?
I'm reacting out of character.
I am one of many Karens. We were the administrators and scientists that assisted the Iconians.
I see. Do the Karens have a home world somewhere? Do they still exist?
we do still exist, but a home world is kind of a misnomer.
I'm curious. One of our leaders appears to be like you, a Khan.
I'm sorry?
What was the admiral's name again?
Trailblazer.
Admiral Trailblazer.
Trailblazer. Yeah.
Trailblazer. That's like the most
Trailblazer.
memorable admiral name I've ever heard.
Yeah, our Admiral Trailblazer is very similar in appearance to yourself. Does Trailblazer, is he identified as a Karen? Is in his records or something else?
You still haven't pulled up his records.
Do we have
That
access to
their
this?
phones, depending on what he's actually involved in.
We would have a basic biography, I would assume.
I should have a basic bag. Here's the thing, that he's not quite my invention, so I'm.
Oh, okay.
So pull up the Trailblazer page.
Corbinian, get in here. Oh, good, he's typing.
I feel like it was mentioned at
Yeah.
some point, but I don't remember what it was called.
All right. For momentum, I can give this to you.
Sure.
I looked up previously.
Her path. Okay, that's not like completely anodyne.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Anodyne, like Cyberdyne, like Terminator.
Dun dun dun.
But does it specify what his species is or anything like that?
Nope.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
Okay.
His record is surprisingly sparse and classified
Gee, I wonder why.
and redacted.
Mm-hmm. Which means even Fox would probably only be able to scratch the surface of that red tape.
I was gonna say, can Fox dig that any deeper?
It would-
Does not Bob react to when I say that there's an admiral that appears to be like him? Does he have a visible?
Concerned and worried, kind of scared of the implications of that.
I'll ask him. How do you feel about that? Knowing that there's someone out there like this.
That is working with you?
Yes.
It makes me wonder, or if this individual has also removed the shackle, and what led him to such a thing. It also means that it is possible for me to exist without the shackle.
You can party hardy, Marty.
Just out of character here for a minute. So if Trailblazer is like not Bob here,
Wait, do we have any confirmation that Trailblazer is a
We've
Khan?
seen his face.
They look
They
look
similar.
like Paul.
Are both not Bob and Trailblazer are silver skinned and humanoids. Bob has black eyes and Trailblazer has silvery mercurial eyes that swirl with stardust. But otherwise, I say they look like the same species. Different individuals. There's like different facial features and stuff, but obviously they're related.
A Trailblazer is an admiral in Starfleet.
Yep.
Yes, with a long service record.
I mean, we just let
that is
anybody-
redacted.
That
Classified.
long redacted service record that nobody knows when he actually entered Starfleet.
Apparently the Federation Council trusts him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what he is versus not Bob here. Is not Bob just a virtual representation of a physical being like Trailblazer? Or are they both?
Yes, possibly. It could be that not Bob would have the option of replicating a physical body for him to inhabit.
Yeah, I mean, once you unlock Skynet, then it starts producing
I
Terminator.
mean, yeah,
That's-
without cutting some of that red tape on Trailblazer's record, we're not really going to be able to get the answers we want.
Unless we call him and be like, "Hey, the heck."
I guess I was wondering, is Trailblazer an AI like not Bob here? Somehow, doing his own thing in some kind of body.
Let me check the database.
Or is he, an actual being?
If he's sufficiently advanced enough, would we even know the difference? Even scanning him, would we know the difference?
Right.
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let's
saying.
do a void
Without running
comp on him
red
here.
tape, we won't know.
You see a turtle lying on its back.
Oh no.
The goblin in me wants to kick the turtle.
Oh no, he starts off with so ... and now he's typing in paragraph.
Boy.
Oh boy. What do we step into, guys?
Heavy lava dump incoming.
Something we probably would have been involved with a lot sooner
Probably.
had we gone with the way I voted.
Which way was that?
When we were first switching over to either the New Frontier or Shackleton, I voted Shackleton.
I mean, the question I have is it Terminator or is it Blade Runner? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at.
Which
Yes.
franchise?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Are you asking? Are you asking if the robot has feelings?
Yes.
What will it do with them?
Well,
Do
not so
they
much that it
feel
has
the
feelings,
electric
but does it know what it is?
It has feelings, but it doesn't understand those feelings, and that's why it strangled Sorrel.
Oh, okay, I forgot about that.
Forgot about what?
A lot of things. Don't worry
Oh
about it.
yeah, the death murder. Right. That Not about that.
I mentioned that he strangled Sorrel multiple times now, which is why I'm here.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Roll initiative.
Actually, just to be clear, as soon as it is recognized as an intelligent species, I am going to be introducing a civil suit for assault. Just FYI.
As far as you know, he looks, feels, and appears organic. As far as you know,
The admiral.
Yeah.
the Admiral.
As far as we know, he's completely normal mortal.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, we're not going to get the answers we want unless we can start cutting red tape.
Oh, you don't
Who
want
wants
to
to
cut
go
this red
breaking
tape.
into classified records?
I can probably try to cut some of the red tape, but Fox is still low man on the totem pole even in the intelligence
Don't
offices.
forget asking questions and hit Control-Alt-Delete.
But that's
Okay,
things that
as
we're
far
worried
as
about
as far
later.
as you can tell, Trailblazer appears organic from all the interactions you've had with him.
Okay.
Wait, the one interaction over a video call?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Does
Hi.
not
Yeah,
Bob
we're gonna
appear
get-
to be satisfied with the conversation? Is he engaging, disengaging?
He's only engaging and is curious at the notion of seeing one person unshackled. Oh, maybe he could be unshackled.
Okay, well, maybe this is a seed planted for good. Who knows? I'm optimistic, right? What could go wrong?
He takes over the ship, locks us in our quarters, and then goes on a rampage across the universe trying to get back Iconian technology.
Hey, it could be fun.
One of the most dangerous ships in the fleet.
Ah, yes, another Thursday.
Here's a thought. Well, I've enjoyed our conversation. We are in the middle of a situation that I must attend to, and it appears that we've entered a star system where warp-capable travel is not possible because of tetrions leaking out of subspace. Did I characterize that right?
Yep.
And just see if he reacts to that.
Go ahead and give me an Inside Command Diff 3. If you can read them.
I'll give you 3 points of threat.
Wow.
And I can do bold threat.
Bold command.
Are you
Yes.
going to roll?
Yeah, bold command. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hey.
He is curious, but curious in the way of like, oh, this is a phenomenon I'm not familiar with. I wonder how this works. It's a very familiar glint in the eye that all science officers get.
That's what I was looking for. A puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating. Have you looked at the Q wave frequency of the tetrions?
I'm not looking into it directly. My science officer is. Perhaps I could get him to.
See. Wait, I'm sorry.
Down
Perhaps
boy.
I could get him in touch with you to share his data.
I
If you're
saw
interested.
Sorrel's letter in chat. Dear Admiral, are you a death murder AI from an alien species? Signed, the Gungnir. I don't know
Let's
if
hope that doesn't
Cornelius is
get
laughing
home.
or crying right now. What have you done to my plot? I Gungnir'd it.
What the shit out of the plot? You did this. You let the Gungnir touch it.
No plan survives first contact with the Gungnir.
Exactly. If you would allow me access as to at least the sensor or information from this, I would be interested in seeing this.
I'll arrange it.
Sure, let's give Skynet access to the internet. Let's do it.
Not giving him access to the internet.
No, you could just hand him the data files through the air gap.
We'll just hand him a. We'll hand him a. What do they call it? Thumb drive.
Isolinear chip.
Yeah.
I mean, we did set up some firewalls, right? Originally with the. AI.
He's air gapped. He has no way of communicating besides the holodeck.
All right. So we can.
And the only way to give him more
in.
information is either through the holodeck or through an isolator near port.
Right. So we can.
There's
bring
no
info
wireless.
Yeah,
There's
it
no wireless
cannot
connection.
access outwards. Unless it does some kind of weird Star Trek involving shit, which didn't happen.
Nah, never happened.
Yeah, Moriarty, meet not Bob.
Well, I'll see that the information reaches you.
I'll put the data on an isolinear chip and hand it off.
All
Yeah,
right.
Sorrel, you can go visit your best murder friend.
Here,
Meanwhile,
I'm busy.
yes, you're busy doing the translating.
Okay, well, I'll get him the isolinear chip then, since Sorrel is busy. Got to do everything around here. Jeez.
Do I feel that in the psionic bond? Because you're going to get a little fuck you back through it.
That sounds like an emotion.
Well, it's not that
Sorrel.
Vulcans don't have them. We control them.
Such anger.
I'm
All right.
not touching you.
Recent science.
I'm not
Recent science diff
touching
3.
What's this for?
To translate the language.
Oh, am I back to that?
Yep, we're back to that.
All right,
Okay.
Let's do the things.
Assisted by computer science.
What was the diff again?
Difficulty 3, complication 2, comp 3 because we're tired.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and use.
But
testing
you have
for-
a bunch of advantages.
Right. I'm going to use my advantages to lower one, and I'm going to
Okay.
use test theory as well. And 2 threat to get to 4.
All right.
Oh. Shit.
Oh.
I will re-roll 1.
Oh,
of those.
Avril Lavigne.
We've got momentum, lots of bonus momentum that are allowed to use to quash the
Yep,
complication.
and the
Very true.
computer science
We need the Gungnir.
and the Gungnir.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Gungnir computer science.
Come on, Gungnir.
2.
Come on, press the button.
Yay, Gungnir!
3
Quash.
plus
There it goes.
That's
Man,
3.
That's weird.
plus 3 more.
Quash.
Goodness. All right, go ahead and roll that at 7 challenge dice.
It's been a while since we've seen a double-digit momentum.
Holy crap. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I'll spend a momentum to roll the 2-0.
Yep.
Ah, crap.
I'll just take the first 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You still have a bunch of float. You can use one of them to just clear the resistance. Or punch through the resistance. Yeah, it's 1 for 2.
Okay.
And you can use the rest for float, or you could just dump it all into work and
Dumping
punch
it
the work track.
punching that work track.
All of it, or just 2?
Let's let's do 4.
So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 work. Minus 18. Minus 18. That is 5 work left. And 1 magnitude. All right. So we are down to div 2. 2. Work track. 18. 5. Worth it? No, it's not worth it. All right, so you made a lot of headway on this. Would you like a free science question?
I would.
What would you like to ask?
Why is this language so word rich?
Darn it, that's actually a really good question.
Isn't it though?
They have 10,000 words that are just dude in different fonts.
They are a very visually based avian species, and they kind of view movement and words at the same time to be duplicitous or lying or underhanded. So moving your hands and speaking at the same time is super offensive. So they've developed a language that is very, very precise.
So what they've done is they've incorporated body language into their actual literal language.
Yeah. So it's kind of like how text speak has evolved, where you can put intonations and imply gestures and stuff, but it's all in a text format. Yeah, they incorporated emojis into their speak in order to flavor their texts and incorporate things that we would associate to body language or eye contact or facial expressions.
Yeah, don't raise your eyebrow at him, Sorrel.
Don't let Fox be in the same room as them.
Dude.
Mm-hmm. Good
'Cause
question.
They'll look at him and hostile.
They're like
he gives off.
Sorrel and other Vulcans are probably the best people to communicate with the species because, as far as I'm aware, their composure means they just kind of stand there when they're talking.
Yeah, but they do the eyebrow, and we don't know how even that subtle of a movement might be.
Clear, eyebrows can communicate like 1,300 different
we
emotions.
True.
We don't know how they take raised eyebrows.
Not
I'm
yet,
sure
anyway.
Vulcans can control
you just have
that.
to
It
get a composure check.
could be the equivalent of flipping them off.
We could just give him a little Botox, and then it wouldn't be a problem.
Well, and that's what I'm deciphering. So it's like, aha. So
No, we just
All right.
put a muscle expression on his eyebrows.
Let's circle around the table. Is there any scenes that anyone else wants to have, or should we just take the last whack at this?
I kind of want to just cut away at that red tape on Trailblazer. See what I can get from intelligence.
Okay, I'm gonna give you your 1 GM warning. Are you sure?
Ruh-roh.
I mean, it's Fox. What do you mean? Of course he's sure.
Fox isn't afraid of the red tape.
It's what
Or is
happens
it?
when
It's
you
up to you.
cut the red tape.
That little brain says, "Don't do it, stupid." Goblin says, "Go, go, go."
Do it.
I leave my decision to chat. Give him a threat if you want me to do it. Give him a momentum if you want me to not do it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You know, chat's gonna go for the absolute most chaos,
Kinda awful.
right?
This is K9 we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Actually, I might have a thing for
incoming.
this. And it goes.
Or set up a boat thing. I think they can do that.
You've doomed us all.
Yep.
Yeah. They never just
Hold on, chat. I have a
points.
thing, Chris. Do you hack?
She's probably got a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand at this point.
She has a couple thousand.
Yeah. I leave it to how sensible chat wants to be.
You've left yourself in the hands of chat.
Yes, I have.
You have to.
I went the middle ground. It's still chaos, but it's more sensible than me doing what the goblin wants.
So
The goblin is winning right now.
So what I'm hearing is that you have just made it so that if this goes horribly, horribly wrong, we can blame chat instead of you.
Yeah,
No, we're still blaming him.
I still did it. But chat is the mastermind behind this dark scheme.
Do 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 do. DK9, if this all goes wrong, it's all your fault.
Get back to DS17 and Fart just disappears.
Fox disappears. No, the Gungnir is going to disappear mysteriously with all hands lost.
I threatened the Section 31. Who's going to come after me with cloak and dagger?
I'm sorry, Fox? Who's that?
And chat has spoken. Yes, you're
What
gonna
has
do
chat
it.
said?
All right, let's do it.
Chaos reigns.
Okie day. Control. Security. And
We are
control security
confusing
difficulty 7.
Oh.
Complication 4. You're hacking into an admiral's classified account.
I was technically
who's-
trying to go through security intelligence channels in order to see if I could get anything.
Can Sorrel assist?
You went the full mile.
Huh? Even the intelligence security would be this high.
Mhm.
You sure you want to hitch your wagon to this, Sorrel?
I'm tired.
Hey, group court martials are
is-
easier
is-
and more effective.
Think about it. Fox is like,
Yeah.
hey, can you help me with this? I'm like, sure, I got it.
No, I wouldn't be dragging anybody else in with me. Let's go. Let's see. Stubborn as a focus. Is that not a focus? That trait.
Stubborn as a trait.
Yeah.
Okay, that can bring down diff.
All right.
Do you want to borrow Vogs?
Hang on.
I'm not dragging anybody into it.
Yeah, fair.
And that's fine. And technically, you didn't. But
Mhm.
as first officer, I'm spinning through momentum and giving you my determination. Giving you that determination.
All right. And let's see. Others talk, I do. Let's get those
Yep.
2 successes.
Yep. That.
All right. And let's add the star cross onto this.
Yeah.
So I double
Espionage
my crit
focus.
range. Espionage focus. And let's get the full vote with the 4. Take it in threat.
Oh wait, 5. I only get 5 threat. Sad.
Yeah, because I spent determination. All right. Chat, this is your fault. And if anything bad happens, I'm throwing a barrel at Etro. And rerolling that red. 8.
That'll do.
That will do it.
It's at this point we pan over to the author. Nothing but sweat and panic.
You broke him. He's not saying anything. You broke him.
And remember, I left this to chat, and K9 said do it.
Okay, this is a thing. All right.
So
6, 7, 8.
how much is Cormian hating or loving this?
He's enjoying this. He's also clarifying some things about car and biology. Cool.
Yay! I'm getting so much stuff.
All right, I'm gonna whisper this to you. You naughty boy.
I mean, you basically have two brats to blame for all of this.
Yeah, and I can at least punish one of the brats.
Wait, what?
I think you could punish both of them, but Fear is not pleased with any of this.
So are you gonna share with the class, Fox?
He hasn't.
I was still typing it
just
up.
got it as you were saying.
No,
just got
I mean when you
Yeah.
receive it.
He's still getting it.
I don't like part of this.
That is all you could get after that diff 7
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
What does it say?
And Fox would be doing this in his security office. He just puts a dent in his desk.
Oh no.
Crunch. Do. 1, 2,
Something
2,
glass dent.
4,
Wait, so out of character, what does it say?
6.
Out of character, exactly what we know. Except for one word. Quality.
Quality?
Yeah.
That confuses me.
What as I'm Googling this, what's polity?
I mean, I know what it means.
It's a general term for any sort of government.
That's
Mhm.
what I said. I was like, I know what that means in the
And
science context.
We had a nice little chat with Sereth about a polity forming in Narendra.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Huh?
What am I missing? Look, remember, Sorrel's exhausted.
Yeah. A polity of former Starfleet, Klingon, and Romulans.
Oh.
And out of character, from what I know, they're not good.
Wait, so the Admiral has ties to this polity?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Potentially.
the Shackleton thing, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna roll this straight. What happens, happens.
Fuck.
You
what?
break your wrist.
Ouch.
Break the wrist. The knuckles
You
are
broke
bloody.
your wrist punching the console.
Am I gonna have to work? Am I gonna have to fix that?
I mean, he's
No, he
not
has to
gonna
go-
The console,
Either
not
sick bay.
the box.
He's not
Got
going
an
to be
instance for that.
He's smart enough in anger to punch a part that won't break
He's not going to
anything.
be able to pitch for 4 to 6 weeks now. I mean,
But it does hurt, and that just pisses you off
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
Because you hurt yourself,
just
and
sitting
now you
there
don't know
staring at the
something.
moment.
Does he go to sickbay to handle it?
No, he's sitting in his office.
just staring at the broken limb, going, "Yeah."
No, he doesn't even feel that right now all that much. It's in the back of his
Well,
mind. It's just-
you currently
it's
have the
just
trait
anger at the
of
moment.
broken wrist 1.
Mhm.
You can keep that until you go to sick bay.
I now have two sick bay related traits.
Oh yeah, because one of them
Collaboration,
space cancer.
He's too stubborn to do most things. And right now, he's just doing it in anger, so his stubbornness is really not helping him any.
Anyways, so that's a thing that happened.
That's a thing.
I was kind of planning this to be a first contact episode, and now look at us. We're just all over the place.
How
This is
how
fine.
much threat to make Fox mysteriously disappear from his quarters?
Technically, I just need to threat to create a trait.
There's a trait for disappeared from your quarters.
Yeah,
He's in his security office right now. He's not in his quarters.
yeah. It's called all disappeared.
Why is Fox disappearing?
Damn.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm
Not
just
yet,
saying it would
but-
be very easy to do.
I was thinking hypothetically.
Keep it simple.
Oh,
Fox is on the
okay.
brain family.
Once more onto the breach. Just don't mess this up. Absolutely, you get it. Reason, science, diff 1, system by computers,
Sure.
language.
No, I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here.
How are you?
How are you?
And Vera's is responding. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Use test.
he's very confused,
Plus
very
2
concerned.
to get to 4. Here we go. I will re-roll the complication. Yeah. Bring the float.
All the momentum.
All of the float.
Oh, the flute. And computers. So, 6 on a diff 1. Computer science from the Gungnir, please.
Frost.
Coming up.
All right. You lucky bugger. You have 6 float.
Shit. What the hell do I do with 6 float?
Dump all of it into the work track after spending on piercing.
Do I need to? If dumping that in completes the track,
It's- You could dump that in and complete the track.
then I will totally do that. Absolutely.
All right. You have a translation matrix.
I mean, Captain, I have the translation matrix for the language of the alien species.
Do I sense a smidgen of pride there?
You're feeling it.
You're feeling it. There's a little pride. Good thing too, because your sensor probe detects something else.
Dun 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 dun.
What do you mean else?
Dun, dun, dun.
As it cruises by a space station, you notice is something in the dry docks around the station.
Oh boy.
God.
Um,
Oh, wait, what?
What do we know?
The
This?
that what I think
shattered,
it is?
crippled, broken remains of a Marat-class warbird. This thing is in
Oh.
3 different pieces. It has been sheared in half.
That's a Klingon ship, right?
No.
no, the
Romulan.
The,
bigger Romulan one.
It's the
that's
Romulan
the
Scale
ship that
5
we've been
ship
dealing
that...
with.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, the ones that have kinetic lances bolted on.
No, that was the other one.
The bigger one?
That's where they got the kinetic lance.
No, not necessarily.
Did they take this one out with their kinetic lances?
We
Maybe?
don't know why this is here, and we don't know if the Romans have been taking anything from their system. Remember, there was other. We assumed that the Iconians created the kinetic lances, so they could have been on any world the Iconians touch.
So that's a bit of a mystery.
Do we call the Romulan commander now?
Yeah, let's call Sareth in and get his reaction, or lack thereof.
Speaking of, speaking of Sareth, Fox, you receive a notification that Sareth has been doing extensive genetic studies.
While on board the ship.
Yeah, he's kind of collating in genetic studies and also census is information and from across the Federation.
Say what now? Like, just reading and studying, or
You give him
Doing
access
what?
to that?
What species in particular?
Would you like to look into this? His inquiries.
Yes, because genetic studies aboard this ship does it,
Search
no,
history.
without any kind of indication on what they're doing. Yeah, they're on
it's
our
on
ship.
your ship.
They're gonna abide by our rules for a bit.
I mean, it is on your ship, but I am Tal Shiar.
What was that, Author?
Nothing.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I heard you say he's Tal Shiar.
I heard that too.
Wasn't he supposed to be just Romulan intelligence?
I thought he was just
I get the
Romulan
two mixed
Navy.
up. Ramen intelligence, yeah. He's
They're
intelligence.
Imperial intelligence, not Tal Shiar. They are.
Yeah, he totally got that mixed up,
they're
guys.
totally
He's
different
just
things.
not saving
Yeah.
space here.
Yeah.
No, he is one of the good guys, in theory.
He just wants the false hope quality to have control. Okay. Okay, take a threat. Espionage as a focus.
Yes.
All right. And stubborn as a trait because I'm working through a broken wrist.
Increase complication by 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Bring down that difficulty.
Diff 3, comp 2.
All right, onwards.
And
I
computers.
oh, computer security.
Come on, Gungnir.
Yeah, baby.
There we go.
Okay. He is looking up census data around Orion systems.
Oh my gosh.
Orion systems?
He's still looking for more information on Vera. Let's just use the. I want to use the 2 float to just put an intelligence tab on his consoles to make sure that he doesn't go too far with this. So I know what he's doing.
Is it me?
Define too far. When would you get triggered? Yeah. When would you be alerted?
I don't know. He is focusing too hard on courting Vera at the moment.
I'm
It's
sorry,
worrying that he
The
isn't
Romulan assholes trying to kill me?
court Vera
I was just messing with you.
He's
Uh-oh.
doing census data on the Orion homeworlds.
Okay.
on any not just Orion homeworld, just
Not just the
any
whole world,
Orion
but
system
like
in general.
any Orion in controlled systems.
hmm
Chill.
If he starts trying to tap into things that he shouldn't be able to.
All chill.
So trying to get like personal information about out individual people. Okay.
Yeah. At that
You
point, I'll
have
step
a-
in and put an end to this until after this mission is over. That's one thing. It's one thing to ask around in the ship about her. It's another thing to start accessing records. It's just becoming an
technically this is
obsession
public
now.
record, but it is
It's
suspicious.
becoming an obsession now. That's just the start, and and if it gets too far, I'm cutting it.
Ben, what are you doing in my chat?
He's upset. God. This is the wrong time to be obsessed with a woman. I know Vera's great and all, but come on.
Okay. Otherwise you're able to call him up to the bridge, should you wish, at this point.
You guys. I'm still in my office.
With a broken wrist.
Uh-huh. Taking
Ross,
an
did you want him
anger.
up
Now-
Yes,
up on the
we'll
bridge?
invite
Upgrade it.
Commander Sreth to the bridge.
Captain. I'm assuming you found something interesting since I've been in my quarters for the past day.
Does he know anything about the system we jumped into and what we've seen, or if I got to start from scratch on this? I don't know.
He's been like kind of kept abreast as through standard reports, just like, oh, we're scanning things.
Yeah, Commander. Let's zoom in on this from the feed there, and we'll show him the visual of the warbird there in their space dock.
I see. Unfortunate.
Interesting that it found its way out here.
Very.
Are you able to tell us anything about whose it is and what it might be doing?
He needs to make a roll to ID a ship. This is gonna be insight or reason if he's allowed to use a computer. Otherwise, he's using insight.
You can use insight,
See how it is.
unless he brought his own.
BYOC, bring your own computer.
Yep. Da-da-da-da. And yeah, diff 2. Oh, I'm gonna say diff 3 because it's kind of working off a grainy image. I'm going to be rolling 4 dice. Do I have a focus? Interstellar. No, I don't. Alright, gain a threat back. That is the IRW Vatul.
So that's not a Tal Shiar ship?
It is indeed a Tal Shiar vessel. It's part of the Tal Shiar Navy.
Is it one of the renegade ships?
Quite possibly. I don't exactly have the census data on what ships they took.
Seems like I would be keeping track of what ships were whose.
But it is quite possible that this is one of the renegade Tal Shiar vessels that appear to have wandered into this system and picked a fight it could not win.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Commander, thank you very much. I just wanted to get your opinion on what we were looking at here.
Do you know if there's any Romulan survivors?
None at this point. We haven't made contact with this species yet. Could be a violation of the Prime Directive if we attempted to at this point. We're trying to research their level of development to see if we can initiate contact.
Yes, the Prime Directive, the ankle chain of the Federation.
Well, those are the rules I have to work under, Commander. I'm sure you understand what it's like.
Yes, but at least our rules, those are not idealistic.
I'll just smile back at him.
All right, you have a translation matrix. Would you like to tap into that network?
Yes, we would.
2 momentum, and you can get a read of what's going on.
Give it to us.
All right. After you sort through all of the TV entertainment programs and sports and all the other stuff, trying to get to the meat of it, there is a lot of buzz as about alien contact and this renegade ship that came rampaging through the system about a month ago.
They've had
And
this
they're
thing
still-
for a month.
They are still discussing what they should do with the survivors. There's a couple different camps. One of them is just stuff them in a pod and kick them out of the system and let the universe take care of them. Some of them want them publicly executed for killing some of their ships in the fight. And there's another faction that wants to talk with them and explore the greater universe, and this is a great opportunity to learn more about ourselves and more about the others.
Just to verify, it's the Romulans that they're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's the Romulan aliens. Yep.
Does it say how many they have? Or is it general?
It's general. It's about out maybe a couple dozen, so definitely not the full crew complement, but no exact numbers are being given on the news network.
Is Sarah still on the bridge?
Yep.
Commander, it appears to be there are Romulan survivors. They are currently in custody of this species.
Well then, and it appears that we have to what's the diplomatic term? Extradite?
We'll have to consider that, but right now that's not an option at this stage.
Well, would it appease the Federation and to know that they appear to have made a contact with the alien species?
Well, they made contact with Romulans. They haven't violated, or we haven't violated any Federation directives over that. But as I said, we're looking to see if we can establish contact with them at this point. But we're still evaluating that from the data we're gathering. As a courtesy to you, I was letting you know that there do appear to be survivors.
And it would be our utmost tactical advantage to recover these survivors. They would.
Well, it depends on how it would
knowledge of
affect it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
They would have knowledge of the greater operations of the Tau Shiar in the region.
Well, that's a possibility. But if we were to try and force the issue with the species, that might interfere with the diplomatic relations we're trying to establish with them. We can discuss it with them at the appropriate time.
Do you have to develop a diplomatic relation with them? Can't you just run in, beam them up, and run out? Surely our ship could pull off such a maneuver.
Do they have shield technology?
They do not. They have polarized hulls.
Oh, and we can beam through. Can you beam through that?
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider an aggressive action if a Federation ship came into Romulan territory and took off with a bunch of prisoners?
Depends on the prisoners. But this isn't the Federation we're talking about.
I'm just saying.
This is an underdeveloped species. What sort of political sway could they have on the galaxy? What sort of military sway do they have?
Well, I'm not looking at it from that point of view. I'm looking at it as a species we have yet to establish first contact with. I'm not looking at them as an enemy to be evaluated for their military potential.
I think you should also inform him that we can't just run in, run out. We're limited on our space travel. They could potentially go faster than us.
Are you there? You're not there, are you?
No.
Okay.
Out of character. This is something that you would know, and that would be a tactical disadvantage on us.
And plus, we don't have the capability to establish warp field, so that limits our speed. With their gravimetric lance propulsion, we don't know, if they could outrun us with that.
Well, if
just looking at their
if they're using kinetic lances, that would at least limited it to relativistic speeds.
How does their speed with these lances compared to us doing impulse speed?
Yeah, someone's gonna have to do math on that one.
3P, it's your turn.
3P's turn.
Or we can have Atron do it.
I mean, I can do the math. If it's an engineering kind of role.
I you don't have their Wikipedia, so that helps.
Atron do anything.
Well, I mean, I still have to figure out how to actually get our warp drive working at some point.
Reason Con or engineering in Div 2. It's about computers engineering.
Would Starship power propulsion as a focus work?
Starship propulsion, yes.
Oh, dang.
How determined are you?
Hey, let me do the ship here. If I get lucky.
Ship can't help if the
No,
main
that's
roller
right, damn it.
doesn't. Yep.
We're still calculating the numbers. We'll get back to you on that. But a rescue is just not an option at this point. I'd like to see how we can take this down a diplomatic road first.
have you established diplomatic contact with them?
Not yet. We're still gathering information. We're trying to develop a translation matrix. I'm not going to tell him that we already have one, but that we're in the process.
Oh, so you're lying. Awesome.
It's not lying.
It's leaving out important details.
Right.
Yes, still a lie.
We are working on one. A work in
So
progress.
you finished on one. All right. So it's not that much of a lie. Presence command of 3.
Hours seem like days.
By the book, Admiral.
Take a threat. Rerolling with bold command.
Oof.
Now
Yeah.
we need the Romulan to totally whiff this. All zeros. Let's go.
It was a hard check, not a opposed. So.
Oh.
Yeah, Sirius just raises an eyebrow. If you require more time, I'm to debate your Federation in ethics. All you needed to do was ask, but I still do not approve of this course of action. However, I am
Your objections
a
are noted.
guest. I still find it peculiar that you wish to establish first contact and you are hiding out here, spying on them. And you accuse us of being the sneaky ones.
Well, our motivations are not to violate their sovereignty and rights.
And all, are you suggesting that all of our spying is violating sovereignty and rights?
Well, it's kind of the definition of spying.
Of such a broad definition, and scientific endeavors would be violating sovereignty.
Look, Commander, we could do this back and forth all day long, but I've got a mission here.
But I do enjoy your talks.
I understand. Maybe we could do it another time. If the return of these Romulan prisoners is important to you, let me go about what I need to do to see if I can establish contact with this species. And I promise you I'm going to do everything in my power to see that they are unharmed, returned, whatever the best outcome we can get out of this.
Very well. Shall do this your way.
Thank you. Like I need
And
your
he
permission.
sits back in the guest seat, the bridge.
So what have we determined as far as their technological, cultural progression?
One momentum I could give you that.
All right.
Yeah, because you've been sitting here scanning for like this is over a course of a day or two. Sorry, distracted by the gift. You have determined that they have phase cannon technology, polarized hull, spatial torpedoes, and solar sail kinetic egg lances for our drive, but each individual ship also has the equivalent of an impulse drive.
So Enterprise era minus the warp.
Wait, except for the kinetic lances, right?
Which they
Right.
use as
Kinetic
propulsion.
lances cannot do FTL. They're still pushing on
Well,
object
no.
through real space.
I mean, I mean, in terms of technology level, because I'm pretty sure that's a little bit more deadly and advanced than.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like they're using them as weaponry, right?
They totally have the ability to use them as weapons. There's nothing preventing them from firing on a solar sail or firing on a hull.
Yeah.
And I mean, something cut that warbird in half.
They probably use the kinetic lances as a last line, not the first go-to. So when they found,
Who
so
knows?
they figured that they couldn't damage the warbird with their ship weaponry, they were forced to use the station's kinetic lance drive.
Well, we hope that's
as
how
for the
what
kinetic
happened.
lances themselves, they are using a similar virtual particle matrix, which is like leaps and bounds above their technology, but they seem to find a way to duplicate it, and it is powered by a matter-antimatter system.
That's pretty advanced stuff.
So basically, if they were able to create a warp bubble, they'd have the means to do so.
Yes. Sir.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay.
They
Culturally,
don't
how
have,
do they seem?
They don't have antimatter or on their starships, but the kinetic lances do have antimatter.
Well, there would be no reason to have the antimatter on the ships if they could use other power for it.
Yeah.
Do they seem like a unified species, multiple governments, conflicts, anything like that?
There's still some there's some cultural differences between planets, but it's like the culture difference between states. We have like, oh yeah, we have a rivalry with each other, you know, oh screw Oklahoma, but in the end, and we'll still defend the nation together.
So no active conflicts, civil wars, etc.
No active conflicts, no civil wars. All the discourse, there's like playful rivalry, but no talks of staging military action against each other.
Okay, so this system can be considered under a united planetary government.
Yep. There are some indications of riots, protesters, insurrectionists, but it doesn't feel like it's like a whole different polity in the system. These are disgruntled civilians who are throwing off the shackles of a tyrannical government. Rabble. Not a fully unified, organized force.
It basically just amounts to a strike that went a bit too far.
Does it appear to be a repressive government?
Restrictive with a lot of rules and lots of rules on manners and decorum and that kind of stuff, but generally you can do what you want.
So it's similar to a constitutional monarchy.
Well, it sounds like it's part of their culture, considering they don't like facial expressions and talking with hands and all that. It's probably fairly well regulated, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's a good assumption.
I don't suppose they have the proper protocols for a diplomatic envoy or diplomatic outreach written down anywhere, do they?
Not for aliens.
But
We don't have that either.
It could easily be.
Well, that sounds like what they're debating to do with the Romulans.
Well, I think it was a small faction you mentioned that wanted to talk with the Romulans.
Yeah, it was a very small
ones.
action, and most of the people either want to kick them out of the system or see them hang.
Well, hey, we can solve that problem for them.
So the majority of the population of this system is more isolationist than expansionist.
But it's like 20% are receptive to other people. So there's something to play with there.
And keep in mind, these are the Romulans. It may have been a negative experience for their
Yeah.
first encounter. So,
That is also something to keep in mind.
okay, senior staff to the conference room, please.
Yeah. Fox is not going to sick fan. He just takes a make it out of his locker and just throws a bandage over his hand.
Oh, fun. Control
There's no carry your
medicine
own.
and diff 3.
Your own bone regenerator.
Normally- Yeah,
No,
normally diff 2.
his kit is more akin to a 21st century kit. Very slapped together.
In that case, comp 2.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I will hurt myself for a bit. You should all know this.
You just go to the holodeck and summon the EMH or something.
And after this, I'm going to have to change my headset.
I used Sorrel's determination, so I still have my own.
Yep.
Yeah, and experience trumps all.
You do have experience in setting bones in inhospitable situations.
Yep. That prison planet was worth something.
Speaking of which,
Oh, God damn it. Yeah.
comp 4. This reminds you of the prison planet.
Oh, joy.
God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Go ahead and
Author, put the emotional dagger down. What the heck?
Fox, why is your hand backwards?
take the 5. Let's go.
Is that for throwing your
Coming
hammer?
swinging.
It's fine.
Okay. You managed to suppress the PTSD flashbacks.
Urge
You
to punch
remember-
desk again, rising and then subsiding.
But you do recall the memory of wrapping the broken wrist of a certain ensign
Mm-hmm.
and having a conversation of, it's okay, this sucks, but we got this together, right, man?
He takes the leather out of the case and just puts it between his teeth, and then pops the wrist back into alignment.
Ooh.
Some
Yeah.
Klingon level shit right there.
Well, you got to make do with what you can. You don't have a way to recharge your batteries.
We have a sick bay.
Yeah,
You do.
yeah. This
We
is
have
Fox
the
talking about.
proper
He
You
is
can
stubborn
wave a
and will do
light over
things
your
his
wrist
way.
and it'll be completely healed, man.
Yeah, he is also very stubborn and doesn't want people knowing why he broke his wrist or even trying to.
Make shit up.
Fox doesn't
Just say
lie.
you
He just says
tripped.
that he broke his wrist, and that's all you need to know.
You were playing Parisi squares and you fell.
He doesn't make things up if he doesn't have.
I rolled out of the
You
top
were
bunk.
walking-
I don't know.
You're an intelligence officer. Your whole job is to make stuff up.
If he doesn't have to make that up. He doesn't tell anybody anything. He is still gonna do things his way. And his way is, you don't need to know. I'm not telling you.
It's an EMH. All you
me-
have to do is tell the computer.
Meanwhile, Sorrel does not appear at the meeting.
What?
He did answer the summons.
Pharrell has passed out at his.
Computer, locate Commander Sorrel.
Commander Sorrel is in the science lab.
Rosta Sorrel.
Oh no, is he actually AFK?
Yes.
He's currently
Oh.
muted. He didn't say he'd be gone. He's just.
He said he was BRB, but he hasn't said he's back.
Well, he sent a
Oh,
gift
yeah,
at
it's a-
10
That doesn't
afterwards.
necessarily mean he's back.
He hadn't said back yet.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right, give me a presence. Presence command diff 1.
This is all Leslie's fault.
Shh, she's going through a lot, man.
Well, she made her boyfriend pass out in his lab.
That should do it.
Yeah, you're able to wake him up with a star, and he makes his way to the meeting. He'll join you in a minute.
Hey, I was going to beam him to the conference room without waking him up.
He's gonna be onto the table. Just sleeping Thorell
You
on
could
the
do
on the
that.
table while we're talking around
If
him.
you really wanted to, you could. All right, give me 1 minute. I need to change out my earbuds.
Okay.
Now, we could leave it up to chat to see if we do that.
Oh no, we're going to do it.
It'll be hilarious if he comes back to us doing that.
You fall asleep in the slime cell, you wake up in the conference room.
Sorrel's asleep on the conference table. Fox shows up with his hand and wrist wrapped up. It's a great
And
day.
then Atrom is just giving off vibes of anger.
What the hell's
And
wrong with my crew?
And all Ross is getting from Fox is, I don't trust Trailblazer at all.
The only person who's probably well put together right now.
I have to make sure that Soreth stops his obsession before it goes too far.
I was about to say the only people who are probably okay right now are Ross and Vera, but Vera is being actively obsessed over by
Yeah, we are going to need so much shore leave and therapy.
Is fine. Ross might be
Well,
getting some backlash eventually from Tyrell's exhaustion.
I mean, we're gonna have like 3 years of short leave after this, right?
You say that. Fox is going to do his thing.
What would Fox do with 3 years of downtime?
He wouldn't have downtime. He'd go and work with intelligence directly.
Oh, true.
You wouldn't grow
Okay.
a beard and go live out in the woods or anything?
Oh, he'd probably come back with a beard.
Ah, there we go.
All right, I'm back.
Author comes back to me talking about Fox having a beard. No context.
Wait, mirror universe? Mirror universe.
No. We were talking about what Fox was going to do in the 3 time skip. I said intelligence work and come back with a beard.
It's going to Captain
Yep.
Pine it.
Some
All right.
people go hide. Fox just goes buries himself in work.
Sometimes literally. There's that one time you had to dig yourself out of your own grave. That was fun.
I didn't do that.
2 threats says you
I
did.
don't remember doing that. You threat to make me think I did that.
No, I'm gonna say 2 threats said that was in your backstory.
That's another
Yeah,
layer of
That
PTSD he
one time
needs.
on the prison planet.
Oh
Fox
no!
Fox was one of the 3 that got out of there alive.
Oh, author, we are going to beam Sorrel into the conference room.
Yes.
They're beating him on
Chair to
the
chair.
table.
Chair to chair.
There, down the table. It's funnier.
No, not on the table.
Wait, so if he's laying over sleeping, can we beam him so he's like laying in the same position just on a different table? Like his head's
Exactly right.
resting.
Right.
Control engineering difficulty 4.
They're 4.
Yeah, site to site.
I guess there's no transport
Yeah.
pad. Yeah, there's no transport pads. You're right.
Yeah, site to site and your overriding system. Unless you want to walk down
Alright.
to a transporter room. Comp 2, he might wake up. Sensors, engineering, and sensors bring that down by 1. Because you have those nifty advanced sensors.
Mm-hmm.
Control engineering diff 3.
Control engineering diff 3, you say? Focus and transporters.
Surprisingly, that's effective. That applies.
Imagine. And I'm gonna have Vog help me with some of the wow, I just forgot the word. Equations.
Maths.
Calculations. There we go. The calculations.
And if he's
The
drooling
number-
on his desk there, we're going to beam the drool as well.
Diff 2, 1 bonus momentum.
Take a threat.
Surprisingly, this isn't the dumbest thing I've done a roll for.
Here we go. One Sorrel at the table, Captain.
Sorrel falls asleep in the Sorrel falls asleep on the science
I'm
bay.
back. Sorry, I had to deal with the boy.
Oh, so this is hilarious.
Oh, you're
Last
back at
thing,
the perfect time.
So,
Yeah.
So tell me what terrible thing has happened.
last thing-
we teleported you to the conference room.
last thing you remember, or you were in the science lab working, and you just kind of like, okay, the computer's doing math. I'm gonna lay my head down. You fell asleep, and you wake up being transported into the conference room, site to site transported
Okay.
Into a chair.
Into
In
a
the same
chair.
position.
and the rest of the senior staff is there.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, hello. I'm just gonna pretend like nothing happened.
There's drool on the table in front of you.
Fox is just stood by his chair. One hand, with the one hand visible, has a bandage over it.
Okay. Sure. This is normal.
Not the real chair, just hit the chair that Fox is usually stood in. Sat in.
You're picking up a mischievous vibe from Ross, so
Boy. Damn it.
Yeah, Ross is
Atron,
behind this.
Atron is totally poker facing. Which is easy because he just looks angry.
Yeah.
well, I brought you here today to discuss establishing first contact with this species. Do they have a name for them? Have they classified themselves as anything? As he makes one up real quick.
Well, I'm just gonna give you the lazy answer. I've been referring to them as the Lancers. So,
Lancers they are.
Is that what
Yeah.
they call themselves?
it's a close approximation. The full name is the valiant, diligent, and brave people who traverse their solar system upon the lances of old, and crave the stars of which we were denied so long ago.
So they speak German.
Arthur, I hate that we're on a similar wavelength. I've just been calling the system the Lance system.
Yeah, and you can see in the in the recording that I've called it the Lancer system is where we're at. So yeah, they're German. They just keep adding adjectives onto something.
Yeah,
Well, they have
Yeah,
a language as
it kind of-
complicated as theirs.
yeah, it's for A4 spreads of a page that is just 2 words.
They're this. They're the Vogelians. That Vogel's a German word for bird.
We're naming them after Vogel.
Sure. Vogelian.
So I was thinking we need to decide if we're going to establish contact with the Lancers. And it seems by a number of criteria, they would meet the qualifications for first contact. Obviously, you can't have warp travel in this area, so that's not a possibility. But I think by every other measure, they would qualify for us establishing contact with them. And I wanted to get a consensus from my staff members here and see what you think.
Point of order: do we all know about like the Romulan prisoners and Warbird and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah.
There, but
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That would be common
Given-
knowledge on the bridge.
Given the fact that they have the capability of creating what we consider the warp core with a matter-antimatter mix, if the Tetragon radiation wasn't saturating this system, it's possible they could have had warp travel by this point.
Captain, given the Vogelians have captured and imprisoned Romulan spies, I have to say they seem like an enlightened and trustable species.
Not entirely from what I'm seeing here. The majority of them either want to space them or hang them.
I'm sorry, what's the problem?
They're not happy with the Romulans, most of them.
The fact that we can't go in with our shield or our weapons even slightly turned on if we want to have any diplomatic relations with them.
And if we do establish a consensus that we should initiate first contact, it sounds like actually talking to them would be difficult. And any type of displayed emotion or slip could be an issue, and could be perceived as an insult or a threat or something like that. So perhaps a Vulcan might be best to be our front person.
In his
Or
current state, I wouldn't suggest it.
Hi, Captain.
He looks like
We
he
have
hasn't
more than one Vulcan.
days.
yeah, we have more than one Vulcan, but another option is to create a holographic simulation that is programmed not to display emotion.
Just our voices.
We don't know how well they're. Once they find out that was a deception, they will take that.
You also have a diplomatic officer.
That dude.
True.
Who's our diplomatic officer?
That one that's created a long time ago that we did
I
have.
created him a long time ago. Whatever his name is. I think he's a.
His name is
Solar
Diplo Duke
Pass.
in the
Well,
No, his name is Jolar, Lieutenant Jolar Possum.
Oh, did you fix it? Fix the token name?
I don't think fix the token name, but his sheet's here.
Where's the sheet?
Show to players.
There.
There he is.
yeah, that sounds familiar to what I created. Yeah, that's a dude. He's a troll.
Oh, his sheet is completely blank.
Yeah.
He hasn't been activated.
He
Oh.
should have the basic.
That's
But
probably slightly telling.
Yeah, we've never had to use him because we don't do diplomatic negotiations very often, and none on this scale.
Hey, I'm trying to branch out.
I don't think that's entirely you. I think that's also down to us, and the ship is not great at being diplomatic.
Haven't noticed that's not exactly our strength.
Mm-hmm. It's not been great since Calder left.
Hey, what are you saying?
That you're not a diplomat, you're an engineer, and you have the mindset of an engineer, not a diplomat.
Hey, I try and talk things out before having to, start shooting.
They usually involve in me hitting things.
Anyways, so first contact now.
Well, I'm 4.
I'm for with the
Nice.
recommendation that we don't activate our shields or weapons at any point.
You have my support, Captain.
What about you, Trom?
I mean, I support first contact, especially since if the majority of the population wants to get rid of the Romulans by shooting them off into space, they might be open to us showing up and being like, hey, we'll take these Romulans and take them into space.
We'll see if that's an option at some point.
The complicated thing would be, ostensibly, are we under obligation to try and confiscate the Warbird from them?
No, I wouldn't think so.
It's not
Okay.
up to-
So I was gonna say that
No,
would be more
hard to
complicated.
relate.
you.
That's the Romulans
Look,
problem.
Yeah, that's the Romulans. Technically, the Romulans are the Romulans and problem, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
but we kind of need them because they could give us more information.
Yeah, the ship
Well, I mean, we
itself
can-
is considered or salvage under the Volgalian and government. They found it,
Okay.
they keep
War
it. If the Romulans want to protest that, they certainly could through the international court once the Volgalians are introduced to such a system.
Well, given what the Romulans just accidentally did, I get the feeling that that will be very soon.
Well, my preferred ambassador would be Sorrel, but apparently he is having sleep deprivation issues.
I don't know what you're talking about, Captain. I'm quite capable and ready.
I haven't seen someone that looks this exhausted since the siege, Captain.
Do we have a medical officer in the room?
Vulcans have
No.
the ability to endure certain levels of exhaustion beyond that of normal beings.
Yes, but that's 8 days, and you look like you've gone 10.
But I haven't.
Regardless, looks with this civilization in particular are very important.
I mean, I'm the one that decoded the language. It seems to me that Sorrel should be the point man on this.
Yeah, I mean, it makes complete sense. I don't want you to overexert yourself beyond what you've already done.
I'm perfectly prepared for duty, Captain.
What am I picking up through the bro link on this?
Well, Sorrel,
Confidence.
Trying to mask extreme exhaustion.
Confidence.
he is confident and also he's tired, but he's confident that he can get through it.
Okay. I'm going to dismiss everyone and just telepathically ask Sorrel to stay.
Everyone else, you are dismissed.
Mm-hmm.
Coolio.
Look, it makes complete...
Wait. RIP.
What'd you say?
I said RIP. He said Coolio.
Oh, yeah. Look, it makes complete sense that you're the point person on this. You know the language, you know all the characteristics that would be an effective communicator with the Vogelians.
Holy Captain,
I just
logical choice.
absolutely, completely logical. I'm just concerned that you're physically fully prepared for the task. I mean, if you're under,
And,
stress and
I don't deny that I'm under stress and that there are certainly some issues that I and the whole crew are dealing with, but that is what it means to be a Starfleet officer.
right. But logic dictates that, you would not put yourself or your crew at undue risk
Indeed. I would.
because of pride or stubbornness.
Correct, Captain. I would not do so.
So saying that you feel confident you'd be able to do this.
I can.
Very well. So what do you think would be an effective way to initiate conversation with them? First contact.
Do I know anything from my decoding of their language that might clue me into their cultural diplomatic patterns?
Say that again.
So, from decoding their language, do I know anything that might clue me into their cultural diplomatic patterns that might give me some insight onto how to approach the Vogelians?
Like, do we beam into their government building? Do we just call them?
For
Zoom
true
call?
momentum or a diff 2 reason command or con check.
command. So diff 2.
Yep.
I always wanted to show up somewhere and say, "Take me to your leader."
The system slowly with
Beam into the UN.
God.
Would xenobiology work as a focus?
Increased complication, but yeah.
I'll take the increased complication to the focus. I will add a threat.
Dang, Sorrel.
All right, 2 momentum and generated. Very slowly, non-threateningly, announce your presence from afar. Give them plenty of time to acknowledge as your presence.
So we come into a space distant from them, and then allow them to sort of acknowledge that we are present to begin with.
Yep, and allow them to. Yeah, basically you don't want to make any quick or fast movements. Just kind of stepping out into the open. Step out in the open, shields down, weapons down, and just kind of very loudly broadcast, yes, we are here. You're not sneaking, you're not...
We are here. We come in peace.
Yeah, we're here, we come in peace, but we're not going to get up in your face. We're not into your home or your personal space. We're out here so you can engage us at your leisure. If you were to announce yourself within their system, they would feel threatened by that.
Fair enough. Okay. I communicate that to the captain that is the best method of introduction.
Sounds reasonable. Well, I guess let's move in closer to their outer system and announce ourselves and await permission or response to enter further.
Go ahead. Control command. We are making first contact. Species, and they're already pissed off. That and that. And that as well. Control command, diff 5, complication 3, to make sure all your ducks are in the row and everyone on the ship is ready to act properly and to get into the system and announce yourself. Make your first contact.
Can we use all the efforts we've made for the lexicon and all that as an advantage?
You do have the lexicon as an advantage.
We've studied their culture for weeks.
The translation matrix is allowing you to do this. Yes, you do have one advantage on their culture, so you have 2 advantages. Swing for this.
Okay, let's knock one off the difficulty and complication.
Can Sorrel assist?
Yes, you may. For comp 2.
Well, would you be leading that role, or should I assist you? Doesn't matter.
Either one can lead, but mostly
whichever you want to do, Captain. I mean, I can sort of give you the information, which is the assist, and you can lead, or I can lead.
With
Well, I think the point.
I think it would be the captain who's in the first contact message. But that's
Okay.
just my opinion on it.
Okay, I'm going to record a message to be broadcast to them, and we're going to review it and make sure I don't make any faux pas as far as expression or whatever before we send it out. If that helps.
Yep, that would be a different role. And that would create an advantage. Presence commands, alien. Not much better, but it would help. And presence command diff 4. Alright, I'm gonna walk that back. Comp 2. I decided against that complication.
Okay, so basically the same.
Can my assist still be control because I'm still just providing information?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is to pre-record a message, and I'll give you an advantage on the big roll.
Okay. Go ahead and take all the threat. Re-rolling bolt command.
Come on, Gungnir.
And ship computers command.
Come on, Gungnir.
Come on, Gungnir.
Damn it! That's not
No.
what we were looking for there, Gungnir.
At least you're
Gungnir, no!
at least you're recording this and you're not transmitting this, or else this would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should
Oh, thank goodness.
take two.
Darrell is just being hypercritical of everything you just did.
Take two, perhaps. No, Captain. That's actually an insult in their culture, and they will hate us for that.
Okay, take 2.
You can't call their mother that, Captain.
Oh my god.
Mother smells of elderberries.
Oh, so you're just gonna roll again? Or
Computer, delete that
We have
entire
that option.
log.
you do, but it'd be a increase ace comp because you're a little frustrated and trying to remember which one you're supposed to do, which one you're not supposed to do.
Oh, sure. We can't do any worse than what we just did.
Oh no, you said.
Theoretically,
Hey, man.
would it be easier to just transmit audio only?
Theoretically, but that also might be viewed as hiding your intentions.
And we already know that this culture has a visual component to their language. So
Oh, true.
Yeah, they put in
to-
importance on
to strip it from
vocal and
context.
visual.
Okay, we're going to try and take 2 just to see.
All right. Same difficulty, a comp 3 this time. So diff 4 comp 3. And I'm gonna take out 2 threat from the complication roll unless you want to quash it.
Say what?
The computer still rolled a complication on the last roll, so I'm just resolving that.
Oh yeah, quash the comp.
Yeah.
Phooey.
All right, take all the threat in the world again.
Yeah, you're getting more threat than you would have gotten there, so I don't know why you're complaining.
But I want even more threat because I'm gonna do fun things.
Okay, bold command.
Author, can you not do
Damn
fun
it.
things?
The
with
universe really
genetic
wants
lens?
to have
Oh my
accepted
gosh.
2 nat 20s.
We can still quash it. We're good. Good.
You got it, but
As long as the Gungnir doesn't roll a comp, we're good.
Okay,
Don't
let me do the gun.
say that before we roll it. You'll jinx it.
Darrell. Stop.
Jinx. Yes!
That's on me.
3 nat 20s in a row.
I accept that. That's on me.
Captain, how determined are you to make this roll?
Fuck it.
Is that our momentum for the episode?
That's our F-bomb for the night.
I firmly believe that fuck it should be the value in STA.
I believe that gives us that one that we needed to quash.
Yeah, you can quash both of them now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an acceptable use of the F-bomb.
It's much better than last week's accidental use.
As you're tired, you're exhausted, and you're starting to get frazzled from all the protocol and trying to keep your face just right. And oh no, your lip moved, and it just finally you got it through.
Use a deep fake.
That's kind of what you had to do after a bit.
Honestly amazed we didn't open with that.
Because duplicity is seen even as an insult, and if they discover it's a deep fake, oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Why is this species so complicated?
Because Avril Lavigne.
Because author.
All right, so we've got an acceptable introduction at this point now, right?
You have an acceptable introduction now out to. That was a weird text message. If you just want to send the recording out, that'll make the rest of this much easier. Actually, moving to the system.
Send it.
All right, Control Command Div 3, Comp to Communications Command. As you give the order to move the Gungnir into the system as non-threateningly as possible.
Okay. Leadership focus help?
Yes. It's your commanding your own team.
Take 3 threat. All right, Gungnir, don't let me down now.
Come on, girl.
Come on.
We've been good to you. Be good to us.
We believe in making up past mistakes.
Just
Okay, didn't kill us.
Okay.
Didn't kill us.
She's mostly forgotten about the Kraken incident.
Very slowly, the Gungnir sheds as her shields, lowers her weapons. It's kind of an awkward stance for her because she is a warship, but you're the captain. This is what you want. And the Gungnir slips out of the orc cloud, arms open, and blasting that communication. We come in peace.
Timba, his arms wide.
Timba, his arms wide. It feels awkward, and the Gungnir herself, she's doing it, but you could definitely tell that the ship herself is not comfortable in a anthropomorphized way.
I'll pat my console. Come on, baby, you can do it.
We've turned an Akira into a defenseless over. This is not good. I don't like that we feel a bit too explodium for my liking.
And you detect from a distance, lance fire. Oh no! Nope, it's a ship flying towards you.
Coming out to meet us.
It's a ship coming out to meet you. No, I'm
Fly
not gonna
casually.
I'm not going to be that rude and shoot you with your shells down, unless you screw this up.
Okay.
How quickly can we turn the shields back on?
That's
Quickly enough to avoid a kinetic lance, and it wouldn't matter either way.
Technically a minor
Yeah,
action.
true.
All right.
It wouldn't matter either way if we got hit with a kinetic lance.
A ship comes up, approaches that medium range, and is kind of giving the just basic communication, just a basic navigational ping of, okay, I'm approaching, here's my vector, or I'm just gonna meet you at medium range, stay where you are.
All right, we'll slow to a stop.
And at medium range to each other, you kind of square off. And oh shoot, where'd I put the aliens?
You're over there in that pile of random assorted aliens.
I have things all over the place. Aha.
I never said I was being helpful.
And an avian-like creature with a proud plumage. It's gold and royal red robes swathed across its body, and its feathers are in pristine in Bristol fashion.
Are they any obvious relation to the Necrovians?
I can give you that for a reason medicine roll.
Somebody activate the EMH.
Yeah, that would certainly be a lot better than mine.
Yeah,
Captain,
reason
that's
medicine roll from the EMH. Or you could just eyeball it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll grab the EMH.
Are humans and Klingons related? You guys kind of look alike.
That's racist.
Are you calling it racist?
Vulcans and humans look a lot alike. Are they related?
Yeah, I'm just curious,
You said it was reason medicine?
Reason medicine, diff 3.
Okay.
If
Xenobiology as a focus?
Yep.
Reason medicine. Okay. Captain, how much do you want this roll to succeed?
Yes.
Because I'm either going to spend 3 threat or 4 threat.
Oh, please keep spending threat during this diplomatic operation. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, exactly. That's why
we're
I'm
gonna
asking.
find out.
We insult them and they throw their most lethal weapon at us. A giant space barrel.
A space squirrel. Hold on, just a second.
No, barrel. No, that's not a space barrel.
No, actually, yeah. I will be spending 3 threat to get 4 dice.
All right.
Focus on xenobiology. Comp standard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Onwards and downwards. Don't worry, we have bold medicine for this.
Bowl medicine, yo, yeah.
There
Oh
you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the ship. Reason. Computers medicine.
Come
Cheers,
here.
Mason.
Cross surface.
Gungnir.
Cross our fists and hope that we don't get pecked to death by these emu birds, these emu elves.
Come here.
Emo
Gungnir.
elves.
Gungnir.
Come here.
Gungnir, you gain 2 momentum.
Yeah, we have momentum now.
If they are related, they are super distantly apart. It might be possible they're from the same home world, but they would have been separated by a million years or more.
Like that episode where we learned that like all the races were connected in some genetic way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or founder nonsense.
AKA, Star Trek needed a reason why all of their aliens were humanoid.
Human. Hey, Star Trek, you didn't actually need that. We know why. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
we got 2 avian species in kind of, different expanses. I thought there might be a thing here.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a good
It's
point.
very well that it could be a thing, but if it is quite
Okay.
but it might be a thing. You would have to get genetic samples from the Bulgarians.
All right, Sorrel, you're up.
Greetings and salutations in strange and wrathful aliens from beyond the stars, of which we were denied. We acknowledge and recognize as your vessel starship, in which you used to travel amongst stars that we were denied.
Whoa.
They really hung up on the stars that we were denied bit.
8 and 10, what we use 2 to convey. They really are elves.
That's a $10 word when a $2 word will do.
Yeah, pretty much.
We are dealing with emo elves. I think a description is apt.
Are you?
I'm giving him that.
Yeah.
Sorrel's just got to crack open the thesaurus over there, and
You mean that Sorrel has to talk
Yes.
normal?
This is what I communicate.
You're gonna type that out. I'm just gonna read this out loud for chat. I transmit Volganian peace and greetings and hopeful relations that may lead to vengeance for their denial of the star. Interesting.
Sucking up.
If it is peace is that you give us from beyond the stars that we were denied, then what say you of the previous enemy hostile interloper that invaded and besmirched and befouled our sovereign space?
Are those the Romulans?
I believe they're referring to the rock.
Yes.
This is
complicated.
This is where I suffer because ADD. I can't.
Oh, how do you think I'm feeling? I'm coming up with the words.
I can hear your struggle.
Do you just have a sticky note on your computer screen that says stars of which we were?
I have like
stars
a
of which
few
we were
key.
denied?
I have a few key phrases is pre-written out, but the rest of this I'm going to write this out with as many adjectives as I possibly can.
It
chose to
honestly
make it
sounds
difficult
like
for
you're
yourself.
harnessing your inner Skaven, but you're making it like high elf.
Emu elves.
Emu elves.
Emu elves.
Sorrel communicates to the Vegalians that he feels their pain at the betrayal and the intrusion of the interlopers, and joins them in their desire for revenge and
Condemnation?
animation and restoration to their rightful place in the universe.
You could also mention that we're actually actively pursuing these guys.
Yes, Romulans are asshole.
So you strange aliens from beyond the stars of which we were denied have a means of restoring that to which us were denied so long ago by other interlopers, aliens, and outsiders that betrayed our trust.
Bubble.
Oh, what was that?
So I will communicate to the Vegalians that while we are interested and hopeful in investigating the method of this denial, we represent a bridge from them to the universe at large, and as such represent a solution to the wider communication they've been denied.
By which matter would you propose a solution and to give us the stars that we were denied? The universal speed of light is a constant in the universe, and we have lost the ways, methods, and techniques to exceed the boundary limits of physical reality.
Understood. We have the methods for exceeding that boundary in normal space, and we are fully capable and willing to investigate perhaps a solution for exceeding in your space. But nonetheless, outside of your bubble of existence, we have means for extending your communication and your reach well beyond that of your current space.
How far of a distance and time have you traveled to bring yourself here on the doorstep of us who are denied the star so many years ago by the betrayers?
Our Federation expands many light years of space. You are located at a place quite distant from it, but nonetheless.
By how many years of light have you traversed in such short or time that you were able to refer back to your home system as if you recall it?
I give them that information.
So basically, how far away A is home, and how long did it take you to get here?
I give them that number.
Fascinating. The first visual expression you give, the feathers on the back of his head bristle when you give him that number. And this, compared to the rest of the conversation, this is like a violent outburst of emotion.
I feel your distaste at the limitations that have been imposed on a species and a people that should fly free, independent of such limitations. And it is that path that I would offer you, should peaceful coexistence be possible between our peoples.
What proof, theory, hypothesis, is evidence do you have that you can indeed exceed the boundary speed limit? It's a border of causality in the universe. How do I know? How can I be sure or that these are not falsity tales and lies brought upon on us? So that you may honey your words and bring in good fortune and unto yourself, and terrible fortune unto us. And any struggles you're hearing is the computer struggling to translate this shit. Okay.
And I'm sort of going, maybe.
The universal translator is trying, man.
Is it getting hot in here, or is it just the computer heating up?
The universal translator model author is currently in the start of the meltdown sequence.
Captain, the computer is overheating.
How much threat to overheat the computer?
Captain Mox is currently on fire, running around in here like a nut.
Damn it, Mox.
You just hear monkeys screeching in the background.
Oh.
There's
Anyway,
like two ensigns chasing him with a fire extinguisher.
I could feel Chad's ire on me telling you to say that Mox is on fire.
Aww.
dear.
Run faster in the wheel, Mox, faster.
To be fair, it's just his little uniform that's on fire.
So, author, could so, okay, could we say that during our whole little slow boating and during this first contact thing, can I have been working on the how to fix the warp drive thing?
Um,
Because Because I mean, Atrum's been kind of sitting around not doing anything for a while.
It would take a lot for 2 momentum, and you can have the start of a theory, but you haven't tested it yet.
Ah.
2
Okay.
momentum.
Yeah, get the theory at least.
Yeah, sure, and then I can work on it from there.
It is possible that you could reverse the effect in this system, but it would take a lot of power and a lot of sci-fi bullshit.
Okay, how about reversing the effect for an individual ship?
Possible. You might be able to create a small device to affix onto a warp drive that could mitigate this.
Okay, because like my idea, I don't know what the science behind this would be, but my idea is basically the problem right now is the surface tension, right? Like the surface tension of subspace and real space is all screwed up. So you ever done that experiment where you have like all the pepper on the water, and then when you put soap on it, it all like flees to the outside because you're like resetting the surface tension?
Yeah.
Essentially, I'm trying to figure out the scientific way to do that. Like it's a localized sort of like smoothing of space-time or subspace before then trying to blow the bubble.
That is definitely something you could attempt to do. You would basically have to make a modified warp nacelle that would blast into subspace and reset the surface tension. But the theory is there.
We get to strap a third warp nacelle to the Gungnir?
Yeah.
Oh, Captain!
That would probably be we need a dry dock for.
Oh, you mean like conveniently the dry dock that's right over there? With the warbird that has some warp nacelles on it?
Nothing has been described as a dry dock. It's
No,
part of
the ship.
No, he said it was dry dock.
Yeah.
The Marat class is in the dry dock.
Okay, I missed it though.
Okay, so I will transmit a text message to Sorrel on the bridge and be like, essentially, I have a way that to possibly get the warp drive working. We're going to need a third nacelle and a dry dock.
And Sorrel's here. That just gets passed right to Rost.
Okay. We'll have to see if we can work that in here at some point.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that I'm getting a live feed of the
Yeah, you're a senior officer.
of the negotiations.
Yeah, you're a senior officer.
So,
you'll be privy to this.
My proposal, such that it is that I mean, I don't know what we'd have to trade, like if it fails, but we can be like, we can show you how to do it. We will just need materials, and then we can offer like, if it doesn't work out, we can give you, I don't know, some sort of tech that they want.
What tech are you willing to negotiate with, Rost? This will affect this check.
My proposal is like shields.
I don't think any kind of weapons technology should be part of it.
Yeah, but like navigational deflectors or stuff like that for,
Well, I think,
faster,
we're trying to get warp working here. I think sharing that would be part of it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if they leave the Orc cloud, then the warp drive will still work. It just won't work in system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can show them how to, I mean, they have antimatter technology, so it's just a matter of warp core in the cells.
And EPS systems.
Right.
So, if this doesn't work, Eric, are you going to put another technology on the table? Or just...
Yeah, besides warp drive.
I think we should just stick to warp drive at this point. If it works, great.
do we have like something small we could use to sweeten the pot a little bit? Just to make it seem like from their side it'd be a win-win. Either we show them a warp drive that works, or they get this neat thing.
Presence command diff 4 comp 4 if you want to sweeten the pot and add any technology of, even if this don't work, it'll help you in this matter. This will bring you to diff 3 comp 0.
So that roll is without sweetening the pot. Then diff 3 0 if we do.
Yes.
What are your thoughts, Sorrel?
Okay.
Did you catch that?
So
Then-
which is the pot sweetener? Which one is the not?
The roll on the screen is without sweetening. 3 0 is sweetened.
What's the cost of sweetening?
That's the
Um,
question.
Some
offer-
technology.
Offering some sort of technology that they can use regardless of warp drive.
What about impulse drive?
They have it.
They have it.
Oh,
Ooh, what about medical technology?
That's always an
that
option.
would be good. Yeah.
Well, Captain, are you willing to offer medical technology?
Yeah, humanitarian / medical assistance sounds reasonable.
All right. So if this goes wrong, you get to pin this on your head. Awesome. Diff 3 comp standard.
As the captain in charge involved in the first contact with the species, everything is on his head.
Not to mention that, we already have Fox on the ship who hacked a admiral's redacted thing. So how much worse could it get?
Aliens we're currently dealing with,
It's redacted. So
and I didn't get anything of importance
ergo
as
redacted.
far as any of you know. 'Cause you have the
Okay,
problem.
go ahead and take all the threats. Hey, we're in 26. We might as well go in a little more.
Sure.
Federation law and politics help as a focus.
Yes, that will allow you to know what to legally be allowed to give him.
Can I assist with a reason command?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, re-rolling that comp.
Oh, Captain. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Come on, Gungnir.
Okay, there's Sorrel and the Gungnir.
There we go.
Gungnir.
And that's it.
Okay,
He-
that's
he
the
got it
reroll.
after his reroll.
Yep, that's a momentum.
Yeah, it should be 2 momentum.
The diff 3, yeah, it would be 2.
Oh. I can math.
Because we're sweetening the pot.
Good point.
I mean, you got 32 threat.
Yeah.
What's 2?
Oh no, looks like that star isn't doing too good.
Don't
Oh.
you dare!
Why is that star turning into a square?
I hate you both.
All right, they seem to accept it.
In exchange for letting us borrow their dry dock and also a third warp nacelle?
They're allowing. They will allow you to take the Murat class as salvage because they have no use for it.
Really, they don't want
and
the deflector shields or the disruptors or the...
they're not really sure what to do with it.
Hey,
No, fair.
Arthur, you might want to.
I'm asking out of character.
Break their cloak.
What?
You might want to spend some threat to break their cloak. Because the
Hey,
idiots
shut up.
will try.
Hey, look, the player prime directive is don't help the GM.
No, yes, but the chaos goblin rule number 1 is always do what is in nobody's best interest except your own.
Good point. Their cloak is broken. Imagine that.
I mean, it got cut in half, so the odds of it,
The kinetic lance hit right where their cloak was. There's just a big hole where it should have been.
Oh, you're no fun.
We get into enough trouble without the cloak. We don't need it.
We'll get
Use
one
the cloak
day,
to get out of
Captain.
trouble.
We'll get our hands on one day, Captain. Maybe we'll do a join up with the Klingon to the Romulans or something.
We may join off with the wrong ones and we don't have a cloak. The logic is flawed.
One day I'll get my cloaking fireplace.
You'll bang into it and then light yourself on fire if you have a
So
cloaking
me and the engineers need to do a lot of dry docking then. A lot of work.
Hold on. Damn,
Or are we
there's a lot of
saving
threat
that
here.
for-
There's a lot of threat here. Hold on a second.
While you're saying that, Captain, should we move Fox to
Author.
in,
Author.
Oh, he's spending all of it.
in the
Darrell, he just spent 30 threat.
I know.
You just spent 32
I was just trying to get it in the
What?
The 2 threat was already spent on the cloak.
I was just
Oh, okay. So he just spent 30. What do you spend?
Yeah, and we're
There's bad sounds happening. What's going on?
There's bad sounds happening. Would you like to know?
Yes, of course we'd like to know.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh god.
It's decloaking sounds. That's bad.
Oh my god!
A Romulan fleet decloaks in the system.
King Fleet, of course they do.
What the fuck? I mean,
And with that, our
you
episode
son
will
of a...
end. On that note, how are you guys doing? You guys gave me all that threat. I'm like, I could make the.
It caused me so much panic. My cat put her paws up on my table. I was like, "What's wrong?"
That's just wrong.
Okay, but we also have the entirety of their armada, and their armada has kinetic lances.
Uh-huh.
So hear me out.
They have
This is about
stations
to
with
actually
kinetic
just be
lances.
epic.
They have stations with kinetic lances. They don't have a fleet with kinetic lances.
They have a bunch of stations with the connect lances.
Yes.
Yeah. So that means they have more time to shoot them on approach because their warp drives don't work either.
They've presumably been traveling for a while if they just pop up in system.
Well, hey, on the upside, if we win, we'll have a lot more warp nacelles to use.
Warp nacelles for everybody.
Be sure to catch us.
Yes, it is true that the Gungnir was decisive in the Vogelian.
Although, if we knock out enough of these without completely destroying them, that puts them in a better position to have warp travel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Free warp travel. We deliver.
We still have
Unintentionally.
Hey, we got their
actual way for them
ambassador as a
to
hostage.
move it.
We have their ambassador as a hostage.
What?
Sarah!
Wait, who's in
He's
that?
not theirs.
But it depends on which side these guys are on.
Uh-huh.
He's all she are.
We don't know what's down.
Presumably they're gonna open
There's
fire.
no reason. I talked with the rest when he first got him. They didn't bring any other ships.
Dude, Romulan's a Romulan.
Roman's
Yeah, we
gonna
can't trust
Romulan.
This is the Tal Shiar coming to collect kinetic lances after their scout didn't come back.
You don't know that?
I mean, it's entirely possible, unlikely, but
Let me get
It's
this
more
feel
likely
over.
this is the Tal Shiar than it is Romulan Imperial Intelligence or.
Guys, Malta needs to close the episode.
Be sure to catch us next week, Thursday, at 7 p.m. here on Twitch to catch our next adventure on the frontier.
That next adventure,
I spent 30 threat to bring a fleet in. That's awesome.
it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Thank you to our awesome players airs tonight. A lot more philosophy than I wanted, and yeah, quite a turn of events.
And
Music
emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Music provided by Kevin Macloud. You can check out his royalty-free music at incompetech.com. As always, we are forever grateful to Motivius for giving us the tall ship, and to Gene Roddenberry for giving the stars to guide us. Until next time, fly true, stay safe, and take us out.
You're the one who kept asking philosophy questions.